This is the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAT.
Gold heading back to Lawrence County.
Your home for the County of Champions.
Settles under it. The senior makes the catch. Perfection. Neshannock, again, are your Class 2A state champions.
Force out the third, and that will do it. Mohawk is your 3A softball champions.
Buzzer's going to sound. Union repeats as the Class 1A WPIAL champions.
The top local athletes and the top sports moments all featured here, live or archived at lcsportsnet.com.
Sideline getting by one defender, and he's going to go all the way by Harrison. Harrison on the ground finds Blundo. Blundo rolls it in, up and good for two.
Shallow right field, giving a run, a sliding catch made.
Down to 6 on the play clock. Here's Snap in the hole. The kick is up. The kick is long enough. It is good.
That's fly ball deep right field. Get out of here.
Hope running for his life. Throws it up for grab. There's a man open.
Touchdown.
No way!
Ripped away from him. Right back to Stanley from the seat of his pants, and he throws it off the window and in.
Featuring over 100 broadcasts of county events in over a dozen sports. Your voice for Lawrence County sports.
The gold ball headed home to Newcastle.
This is the Lawrence County SportsNet.
Your national anthem here from George Washington Intermediate School for today's contest, the WPIAL Section 1 Class 5A, the Newcastle Red Hurricanes hosting the North Hills Indians here on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAT. About an hour and a half late from our initial start time of 4 o'clock, but storms came through. We're ready to rock and roll for this big game early in section play. We kick off our softball season here for 2025 at lcsportsnet.com. Alongside Darren Steele, I'm James Dotson, and how fitting we might be under the lights tonight. The lights are turned on thanks to Mr. Steele to my left. First off, welcome, Darren, and gotta love this.
James, glad to be here as usual, and yeah, we have a great game, a beautiful field here at the GW, and we had some brand new Musco lighting this field. It was a pleasure to be aboard to do this field. I had a great install job by McCurley Houston, and it's just a fantastic venue. And you really gave Newcastle probably one of the premier softball sites in the area, James. And you've been around, so that includes the Mercer County, Lawrence County area, Beaver County. You know, Newcastle is now probably as one of the preeminent destinations for softball in the WPIAL. And like you said, it's kicking off the season, but we got two great teams here moving in kind of different paths. But, North Hills is off to a really strong start at 5-1 this year. They have 7 starters returning. Very good team. Newcastle brings back some starters of their own. And, James, if you could argue, well, you look at the records, and you and I always talk about consistency, whether we're doing basketball, football, baseball, whatever it be. And you take a look at this Newcastle team that finished 9-11 last year, but what a lot of people don't realize is they won 6 of their last 7. They were red hot and arguably one of the hottest teams in the WPIAL last year at the end of the season. Unfortunately, they got off to a slow start, and getting off to that slow start kind of hampered their chances in the playoffs. And but had they started the way they ended, Newcastle arguably could have been a 3 or 4 seed in the WPIAL last year. But this year, off to a 3-3 start, and looking to improve on that and trying to get on the above line of the 500 club.
And we'll talk about all that because a 3-3 record, I would say, is actually a little misleading when you consider the teams who they have played so far this year, including Neshannock and Laurel. 2 teams made it to the state semis in Class 2A. Upper St. Clair, a great 6A team as well. The first pitch coming in from Zoe Shields will miss upstairs for ball 1. Your time of first pitch, 5:26, so we're actually a few minutes early.
Zoe Shields, one of the better players in the WPIAL right now. She has 2 wins, an ERA of 5.12, excuse me. She's pitched 27.5.
That one again misses upstairs. 2-0 the count. We'll get you the full starting lineup here in a moment here, your Crane Room starting lineups.
Yeah, she's second in WPIAL in innings pitched, and she also has almost 27 Ks to go along with this young season already.
2-0 pitch down at the knees for strike one. One of 5 freshmen starting immediately for this Red Hurricanes squad here under 15th year head coach Lori Lidak. Libby Gazier on the other side, 17th year coach for the Indians. 2-1 swung on and missed, count even at 2-2 to Mackenzie Kosplikowski. After this first batter, we'll look at the full starting 9 for North Hills playing in their first section game of the season.
Not a lot of easy names for us tonight, James.
No, we're going to have fun.
We got a lot of skis.
Swing on and a miss, and we're glad we're not skiing in the snow. It's warm enough, though, the amount of water we had. Could have been water skiing out here on the turf as we take a look at our Crane Room starting lineup here for the Indians. There it is, Rostakowski, Adamski, Wrigley, Sutton, Edmonds, Culver, Anzaldi, Swick, and Gruner in the batting order. Straight 9, Adamski, the batter, now catching here today. And batting on the left-handed side is Adamski and takes strike one.
Yeah, and Peaches and Cream, nice and smooth. First up and down there for Newcastle by Shields there, striking her opponent out. Off to a good start.
Shields coming in, missing just outside on that one. A 2-3 record, also has a save, though, on the year. So she's been involved in all 6 games as the freshman. A 5.12 earned run average.
And that average pretty good considering the opponents she's faced.
Oh, yes. Again, defending state champion in Neshannock being one of them, going right up toe-to-toe, and actually was tied late in the game against Upper St. Clair. Ended up losing that game 6-3, but again, just really fun seeing them, challenge teams early in the year with their schedule. And a 1-2 count here now to Adamski. Misses upstairs, count even at 2-2. Adamski, the catcher, 565. And why is it the catchers are always the one that lead the team in the stat category of hit batsmen?
That was my position. I was right in there with them, so no difference here.
Not afraid to take one as you need,
No.
And not taking their strikeout victim number 2 here in the first inning for Zoe Shields.
And Zoe's kind of got that, Garbanzo bean of a pitch going out there. You don't know what's going to do. Comes out of there nice and low, but can go high, and it causes a lot of players to hit underneath or swing underneath her. And that was a ball in the second last pitch, and then that last pitch there to swing underneath.
So 2 up, 2 down. Here comes Addison Wrigley, team high 11 RBI. She's first pitch swinging, 3 unassisted to Michaela DeGennaro for the third out of the inning. North Hills goes down 1-2-3. So North Hills 0, Newcastle coming up to bat. Let's flip the script and take a look at the Crane Room starting lineup here for Newcastle. Today's starting lineup is brought to you by the Crane Room Grill. You can call to place your order at 724-656-1553 and call ahead and reserve your seat for after the game or place an order for takeout. Appetizers, how about even a crowler to go?
Oh, that's my good friend Greg that runs that place, and love me the Crane Room. Hitting coaching me, James, in that last one there with Addison, she didn't swing all the way through. If you're going to make contact, you got to swing through. And you almost see it was a check bat, and it was a very slow dribbler to first base there. And swing through, girl. Swing through the pitch.
So we mentioned 5 freshmen, including a leadoff batter, Leah Stalsinski. We'll talk about her in a moment, adding a team-high 6'11" on the year as well. But you got some power and experience there in the middle of the order as well. Let's take a look at a couple of those impact hitters that you saw. Allison Wrigley, who grounded out on that first pitch. It's Olivia Hood who's the hot bat right now, but you can look either way between Olivia Hood and Kiara Mangieri. Hood had 2 home runs in the section opener on Monday.
Yeah, this is a team that can really produce, but not all that glamour and home runs are big triples. It's a lot of singles, a lot of doubles, and they kind of pluck their way through. Hurricanes kind of got the Dodger blue batting helmets going on in this one. Must be trying to rub off on the success of the World Series defending champions.
Hey, that works. I was going to say kind of like Texas A&M decides that never want to use their own color scheme.
That's right. Rebels.
Stalzinski first pitch swinging, fouls it back to the screen. Not only does she lead a team in batting average, also in walks and stolen bases, just shy of 700 on the OBP.
And Abby Sutton is an interesting pitcher, James. She got a lot of time last year filling in for an injured player, and She has a really fast windup. If you watch her, it comes through, queen and quick.
Scoring the bunt and fouling it back.
Sutton, just the other day, only 5 days ago, pitched a heck of a gem, 7.5 innings. She had 10 Ks in that one, James. So it's hard to get her down at first. Hitters struggle with her in the beginning of the inning because she is so quick with that release.
And quickly up 0-2. This one popped up on the right side of the infield. It's going to be Addison Wrigley who will make the catch for the first out of the inning. Yeah, you mentioned it, the injury to Alexa Edmonds, Cal U commit. She's no longer pitching. Basically kind of pseudo won the job as a result and pitched all last year, as you alluded to, and is, again, the go-to arm this year. Abby Sutton, who started as a freshman behind the dish.
Right. She was actually a very accomplished catcher, too. She's played third base, and middle fielder, too.
First pitch off speed to Gabby Mangieri, the catcher, in there for strike one. Here at the second year we've had the field here at Old George Washington Intermediate School. That one misses outside, evens the count at 1-1. After this 1-1 pitch, we'll take a look at your North Hills defensive alignment, brought to you by Medor Bonner Law. Mangieri fouls this one right back to the screen. Your Medor Bonner Law defensive alignment there. Edmonds, Zwick, and Gruner in the outfield. Anzaldi and Culver on the left side of the infield. Rostokowski and Wrigley on the right side, with Abby Sutton, battery mate Lily Adamski behind the dish. Good hold there from Mangieri. Evens the count at 2-2.
Sutton's last three pitches have kind of been on the outside right hand of the plate there, folks. And straight as an arrow, but just a little bit off. And she held off really well on that pitch. Real well read.
This one misses downstairs in the pebbles, so the count runs full here to Mangieri. One down in the top of the first inning. You saw Abby Sutton's stats just shy of 40 innings pitched, a 2.92 earned run average through the first 6 games of the season. This one grounded foul towards father. That's Anthony Mangieri, one of the assistants coaching down at third base. The kind of old school is Coach Lidak. She prefers to be in the box, or in the bench area, I should say, and have the assistants there as the bench coaches.
She does something I like to do when I was coaching in Meadville, so similar setup there. I can appreciate that.
Payoff pitch.
There we go.
This is upstairs. So a one-out walk drawn by the catcher, Gabby Mangieri.
Well, and that's good. You know, I mean, that's the thing. When you have a pitcher as hot as Sutton, one of the ways to break that, James, is get on base, you know, and get around, and you kind of can rattle somebody like that. Like you said, Sutton coming in with a 2.91 ERA. It's pretty impressive considering the competition they've also faced.
Olivia Hood now to bat. St. Francis commit. More on that in a moment. Takes strike one on the outside corner.
How about that? I was listening to Briggsy call Grove City game when the official announcement came down that they're bumping down to Division III.
This one grounder up the middle, taken there by Culver. Will flip to second for one. No throw to first. Fielder's choice will retire Mangieri for the second out of the inning.
Yeah, smart hold there. She kind of gave it a look for a minute and clocked her arm back, but kept the ball. Would have been a tough throw. She'd been thrown across her body back to get to first base on that.
Olivia Hood was originally committed to Cleveland State.
Yes.
Program folds.
Right.
Commits to St. Francis 2 weeks later. the announcement. And not sure what might be next.
Oh, that one's in the parking lot.
Did you park far enough away?
I did. Gadzooks. That was a nice ball there. That would have been a straight bat. The middle fielder or left fielder would have been pretty busy on that one.
You know, the Penn State in us will kind of cringe a little bit, but I do love the Sweet Caroline playing there for the future Pitt Panther Kira Mangieri as her walk-up song. It's very, very fitting.
Fitting that everybody plays Sweet Caroline. I always think, you know, Pitt's like, that's our song. Everybody plays that song. You got to find one yet.
That one misses inside. I think Hood was off and running with the pitch, so we'll credit her with a stolen base, and that's going to be her team-high 5th of the season to get into scoring position. 1-1 misses down and away. How about this, too? Didn't notice it, but Lily Adamski, left-handed catcher.
Yes. Rare. And, you know, you look at Sutton the way she pitched, she kind of hides that ball almost at the very last second. She has a very clever pitch.
This one fisted, popped up, and it's going to get into the screen. Good effort there by Adamski. Kind of ran out of real estate. Count now 1-2.
With Zoe, comparatively, you can see the sun coming at almost the entire way of the pitch, but just comes in a good way and sometimes dances. But Abby's more of a hide the pitch and comes in quick.
So 2-2 to count. Mangieri, team high 12 RBIs, looking to drive one in here early for the Canes. Watches this one just miss on the outside corner, and the count runs full.
Newcastle's where they want to be here, James. A runner on second.
Payoff pitch to your best hitter, and she swings through the rise ball for strike 3 to end the inning. No runs, no hits. There was a walk, and that runner left stranded on the bags. We'll be back in a moment. Scoreless after 1 here on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
Hey, Mom, do you need a ride to the store today?
Oh, no thanks, hon. I got it covered. Mike's taking me.
Okay, well, you have a doctor's appointment tomorrow, right? I can take you to that.
No, I got it covered too. Mike's taking me.
Mike?
Yes, Mike's my Axe driver. Picks me up right at my door and even helps carry my groceries. It's so convenient to schedule and ride with Axe. Wish I would have called him sooner.
Okay, Mom. Sounds like you got it covered.
I have an apple pie ready to eat. How about you help me with that?
When it comes to shopping for insurance, there are thousands of options out there. MVP Insurance proactively shops and compares your policies to find the best coverage and rate. Josh Madure and David Verratti want to provide you with the level of personalized service that you know that you are the MVP of their agency. They simplify insurance so you can live stress-free. Visit one of the locations in Xenia Leopold or in New Springfield, Ohio. Call MVP for the win. Proud sponsor of the MVP of the game on the Lawrence County SportsNet.
Real quick, your works in progress keys to the game. For Newcastle, things got to score a lot, score every inning. We expect a high-scoring game, and using that power in the middle of the lineup. 10 home runs on the year for Newcastle. On the other side for North Hills, they're a more station-to-station, 1 through 9, everybody getting involved in the game. We kind of assumed a high-scoring game, both teams averaging nearly double-digit runs per game, but we're seeing the pitchers really take control early.
We might see pitchers doing what you saw there in that last was a pitcher left or a batter left on base, and sometimes in these pitcher duels, that's the stat that'll come back to bite you in the end of the game is how many did you leave on base?
We saw that in the game we covered on Monday on the baseball diamond where Laurel came back late but left the bases loaded 3 different times in that loss to Neshannock. This one ripped, and it's going to go over the head of McCarter, and one hop that's to go over the fence and off the retaining wall. Always wondered how the neighbors out there in left field would feel about some balls potentially getting out there.
I'll tell you, in doing what I do for a living, that sometimes is welcome with open arms and sometimes is very not welcome at all. I was assured that this gentleman here in the gray house to our left is very much a Newcastle supporter and has a little party deck out there, so he enjoys the balls coming in.
Yeah, I wondered if we might try to set up out there at some point.
We may have to, yeah, one from the party deck. But how about Abby Sutton there? That was a great hit. Gets herself on second base in a leadoff double.
She is no longer on second base as we have our first Axe courtesy runner at second base. I believe that is Cassidy Hemingway standing there at second. First pitch swinging. This one's lifted by Alexa Edmonds, deep and gone.
Wow.
To dead center field.
Well, and we saw in the first inning you have a little bit of a rise ball. Zoe will throw a rise ball, and sometimes that's tricky to pitch, but if you pin it down, and like they did there, last 2 hitters really hit that ball when the rise ball is coming right through the middle of the plate.
We talked about the power play being the key for the Red Hurricanes here on the season. That's only the 3rd team home run for North Hills, but that a big one there for Alexa Edmonds, the Cal U commit.
Gadzooks, that was a nice hit right over the top. Center fielder made a run for it, but realized she was running out of real estate there, and 2-0 North Hills on top. That's just one thing. Zoe's going to have to get her concentration back. That's always tough for a pitcher, James. You give up a 2-run lead like that, and she's got to get it back in this pitcher.
And you know that this team has no easy outs. And here's another one lifted. The very next pitch to deep right center field. Back-to-back go North Hills. Emma Culver.
Yes, they are. And, man, they are really laying the lumber out right now. North Hills up 3-0 now. It's a single shot. And, again, on the rise ball there, they kind of got in a sweet spot. Figured it out, and me, oh, my, here we are. It's 3-0 North Hills.
Taco Tuesday a day late as she goes Oppo Taco. There does Emma Culver. Oh, while we have a moment, let's take a look. We've got a little mini conference out there. Let's take a look at the defensive alignment real quick. Then you get a chance to look at your Medora Bonaloa defensive alignment there. Seniors on the left side of the field and freshmen all over the field here for the Red Hurricanes on the turf here. All over turf, infield and outfield for the new softball field.
Yeah.
For the Canes. First
Beautiful.
pitch misses upstairs for ball 1.
Yeah, and you're kind of seeing that, right? The young Lady Canes here versus the experienced North Hills team, number 2 seed in WPIAL last year. Lost in the quarterfinals, I believe.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And 7 returning starters from that team, too.
That's right.
They were considered a young team last year, and I think everybody kind of surprised how well that they had done. 2-0 pitch here down at the knees for strike one. This is Natalie Anzaldi.
And the funny thing we see about that, James, and I know you're aware of it too, like I see in my industry, softball is probably the fastest rising sport in terms of participation. So it's great to see these teams with 2 deep benches out here, and all these girls sign up to play.
And especially as that one swung on for strike 2, especially getting involved quickly. The freshmen getting involved early, all the way through, and and at the youth level too. How many of these schools you see now with middle school softball programs?
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, and this is outside for ball 3. Even look at Union. Little old Union has a middle school softball team, and that's probably partially why they've now made it to 3 straight, and maybe I think it's like 5 of the last 6 years they've been in the WPIAL championship.
Yep.
Payoff pitch coming here to Natalie Anzaldi, and she drives this one to deep center field. Rob Nattel's busy. How about backing up on that one? It's Stolzinski, another one of those freshmen at the track.
Well,
tracking it down.
A lot of times that's what you want is that first jump, right? It's like getting off your route as a wide receiver or tight end. And my oh my, she did a great job on that. Did not get lazy. Tracked that ball down and out it was. What a great track and field by Stolzinski.
Speaking of that, we'll cover some track and field later. We're going to plan on doing the MAC championships at Shenango here in a few weeks' time as Brianna Zwick watches strike 1.
And we talk about, I love doing softball with you, James, because we have such a rich tradition of softball in our area.
Yeah.
And the Shannock Laurel. And how about the Sharon Tigers? They are off to back to a massive hot start this year like they were last year.
I believe they're scheduled to play Union at Union here in a couple of weeks. That'll be a fun non-section game. Well, I might have to agree with that. We'll have to see what the troops are. The only issue, no press box there at Union, so
No.
weather dependent.
That's
and
right.
Unfortunately, weather doesn't look great right now.
No.
Impressive we're able to get this game in here today, to be honest, as this one misses upstairs. Count now 2-1 to Brianna Zwick, a .235 hitter on the season.
So we got some wind coming in here from our right, so moving right to your left on your radio dial there, and starting to kind of churn up a little bit.
This one misses inside, 3-1. Yeah, we had a massive storm come through just after 1 o'clock. They wisely moved the game back, just like, hey, let's make sure we're clear of all the wind and rain. And then as I'm pulling in, wouldn't you know, I get an alert, like, rain within the next hour expected. Like, come on, people.
Yep, I was down at PNC Park today. It was raining pretty hard with some hail.
This one popped up on the left side of the infield. Good job by Mangieri to track that one, getting back into the outfield. Makes the catch for the second out of the inning, but 3 runs already in here in the top of the second for North Hills, and 9-hitter Emma Gruner coming to bat.
I mean, Jerry did a nice job on that, James. That's one of those little looky balls where that can kind of drop in the infield real easy there, and she did a nice job. Glove was up the entire time, and I love that when they have the glove away from their body like that, and it was just a great move.
Outside, just missing for ball 1. I believe we get a chance to introduce our umpires here today. We'll get that after this pitch. Our veteran crew. This one swung on a miss by Emma Gruner. Behind the plate, Matt Stebbins, familiar name here from the area, and Andy Bruno, longtime director of the junior high, middle school baseball league here, the Pony League baseball in Lawrence County, the Tri-County area.
Andy's a good guy.
You're only saying that because he's going to go back and listen to this. That's all.
That's right.
1-2 the count. Now, big thanks to Andy, longtime commissioner of that Tri-County Baseball League, Suburban League, and was glad to be a part of that, actually, coaching it way back in the day. This one fouled back to the screen by Gruner. Count will remain 1-2.
For the rocky start that Zoe Shields got off to in this inning, she's kind of honed it down now, James. Really made not giving a very hittable ball right now. She's back into a little bit of a groove here.
1-2 the count. Here's the thing. I mean, even those pitches weren't bad pitches, but you leave anything up in the zone against a good team like North Hills.
Yep.
Say, see you later. That one, good job of keeping it down, but a better job by Gruner not to swing at it. Count now 2-2. Gruner hitting .357 on the season. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. This one fouled back towards Euclid Avenue.
Greener had her timing down on that one. You kind of see count. You can almost see how she was moving her bat to it, and just a little bit too soon there, James, and fouled it off.
Shields checks the wrist coach. Lines, fires, off-speed pitch popped up. Mangieri, the catcher, is going to give way, and it's the pitcher who's going to come up and take it down. Good job by Zoe Shields fielding the position.
Shields called that all the way coming outside the pitcher ring there, and she had a beat on that one.
First 3 batters all with hits, back-to-back home runs, make it 3-0 North Hills, heading to the bottom of the second inning. We'll head to a commercial break in a moment here on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
Tired of gasoline costs? Why drive? Let the Newcastle Transit Authority take you where you want to go. Serving the city of Newcastle and stops throughout Lawrence County, as well as weekday service to Pittsburgh. Public transportation just makes sense. Why drive when you can relax and ride? For more information or for route schedules, log on to newcastletransit.org. The Newcastle Transit Authority, going your way. And remember, senior citizens ride free.
Business communication must be agile, efficient, and fast. Toshiba is the company that helps you manage it all, from paper to digital to screen and back again. With smarter printing.
Our apologies to Toshiba there. The Toshiba RBIs there in that last inning. 2-run home run from Alexa Edmonds, and then the solo shot from Emma Culver. Make sure you give Dale a call for all your digital workflow and printer output needs, or just visit toshiba.com. or business.toshiba.com, and click Find a Dealer near you. 3-0 North Hills on the back-to-back home runs. 5, 6, 7 hitters due up here in the bottom of the second inning for the Canes, just looking to chip away. I mean, we talked station to station in terms of North Hills and what we thought their keys to the game would be. For Newcastle, it's got to be the same. You're not going to get it all back in one swing. Let's just go and get a base hit one at a time.
Yeah, and we got a little bit of a good jab there in the booth here, because we talked about how Penn Hills or North Hills, is really a team that kind of plugs away at your singles, a lot of doubles, not a lot of power, but boy, the power came out in that one, and Abby Sutton with a strikeout there, James.
Yeah, well, the much cooler Nattel certainly made me eat my own words on that one. The horse himself, Bob Nattel, assistant AD here at Newcastle.
The announcer's jinx.
I guess we got to give a shout out to the other cool Nattel over here, Mr. Rob Nattel.
Yep.
Working our production stuff. Always love for Rob, though his effort on those home run balls out in center field left a little something to be desired out there, Darren.
That's right, a little bit.
Angie Gallo now to the plate. Again, one of the 5 freshmen in this starting lineup. In fact, it was freshmen due up in DeGennaro, Gallo, and Shields here in the bottom of the second inning, and freshmen that are going to have to grow up in a hurry.
Yeah, a little more patience at the plate from these last couple hitters. DeGennaro, just 1, 2, 3 a little bit. Just when you have a pitcher like Sutton and that ball's coming out of there so quick, that's tough on the newer batter, right? They want to swing away at it.
1-2 the count here. Off-speed pitch. Good job. The weight back on it by Gallo and drive it into center field. Only the 4th hit of the year for Angie Gallo, but looked like a senior, not a freshman, the way she waited on that one.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Sometimes when you have a pitcher that hides the pitch like Sutton does, wait on a little bit, which is very hard for any hitter, right? But she did a great job of patience there, and look at that, right through, and she's on first.
Who's on first? What's unfortunate is that reference is going to go over a lot of people's heads, as this one's off the end of the bat from Zoe Shields, but it will go foul. First hit of the game there for Newcastle.
North Hills with Addison Wrigley at first base. She is the kind of first baseman you want in Division I, Paul. She is a tall drink of water, plays at the position well.
Very athletic. I mean, that ball landed quickly to the fence, and she nearly got to it. This one bounces its way in. Good read on now sliding into second base is Angie Gallo. Read that one the entire way down in the dirt.
She did. The catcher had a little bit of trouble getting to that one, James. It bounced on her, and she got control of it, but a little bit too late. You always want to try to get back up on that back foot to try to make that throw. I know it's difficult getting off your hip and belly like that, but, just not a lot of power in that throw. So, good move.
Reward her another stolen base because, again, she was off and running with the pitch. So 2 stolen bases in the first 2 innings. Newcastle trying to use a little speed on the base paths.
Yeah. And if that's the way they're going to climb back in this game, it's still within reach. 3-0 is definitely doable.
How about this for a stat? 7 batters faced, 7 first pitch strikes thrown so far from Abby Sutton.
Yeah.
The 1-2 now to Shields, and she grounds it right back up the middle. Turned and looked, but the base runner had gotten enough there to Gallo to be able to go all the way to third. If she would have hesitated, she would have been in trouble.
Been in trouble. Yeah, don't hesitate there. Run. You know, that's where you just can't hesitate in softball. These girls, especially North Hills, they are very good defensively as well. We haven't talked about that yet. And doing her best Robbie Dupree depression there, steal away. She did, and on third she is.
Aaron McCarter now to the plate. First pitch misses outside. As soon as I say the 7 first pitch strikes.
That's right. There you go.
There you go. I'm fighting against everybody today. 1-0 to count to McCarter. The third senior in this lineup in there with Mangieri and Hood. Count even at 1-1 to her. McCarter with a couple RBI on the season.
North Hills, Natalie Anzali correctly paying about a step in and to the right from third base with a runner ran out to her plate here.
Swing and a miss from McCarter. Count now 1-2.
I think sometimes in high school baseball and softball, James, you see a third baseman play a little too close to the plate when there's a runner there. So I like when they're out there a step and a half.
Just missing on the outside corner. Count even at 2-2. Only 2 games in the county going on tonight, and it's a big one that has now been moved back to a 7 o'clock start. Neshannock hosting Laurel. We'll try to get you some info on that one over the course of the evening, as this one's fouled back to the screen. Count will remain 2-2.
And you and I have called a couple of those Neshannock and Laurel games, and that's right up there with Steelers, Browns, and Cardinals, Cubs. I mean, it's just a lot of fun, a lot of rivalry there.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down in the bottom of the second inning, and losing her footing. What happened there? That did not look good.
No, it didn't. She kind of flicked her wrist on that one a little bit. Not sure she was trying to put too much, but she did. She stepped way outside off of the pitcher pad and kind of overextended herself, James, which is almost a wild pitch there.
And the pitch was still close enough that it ended up being able to be caught by the catcher. Didn't have to go crazy. I mean, good job by Adamski to make sure she corralled it. But this, don't know if the cleat got caught in the turf. And you also wonder, too, North Hills, have they played a lot on turf recently? That also, it's a big difference pitching on turf versus dirt. It
is. And Sutton, again, she's one of those pitchers. She hides her pitch, but it comes out powerful. When you're hiding your pitch like that, that first step's got to be a strong one. And it just almost, kind of a strong step and maybe too strong. But a great play by Adamansky because, that could have been a run given up there if she hadn't corralled that.
I'll tell you what, too, for Coach Gager, got to be thinking, no sort of deja vu after last year.
Right.
Something just lost her balance almost that she delivered as we're taking a look on our replay here. Don't see anything that looks particularly.
Nope.
Yeah, just kind of
just
landed awkwardly with the right foot.
Yep.
Nonetheless, good to see a warm-up pitch. She's good to go, and it's a full count now to McCarter. Comes right back. This one's lifted towards center field, but right at Zwick comes in, but it's off the end of her glove and falls in, and Newcastle's going to get on the board. Zwick looked like she had a beat on it, and the ball just kind of died, and she couldn't quite squeeze it.
It did, and that's where that wind's kind of blowing from, James. I'm not sure if it had that much of an effect, or it's blowing hard enough to do it, but did kind of ice cream cone on her, and right off the tip of it, and boom, here we go. Newcastle on the board, 3-1.
Right, chip away, 1 run scored. Now squaring the bunt is the 9-hitter Maya Dwyer. Ball 1 called. Have to rule that E8, so no RBI on there, but a run does score on McCarter's swing.
If you were watching, and I'm not sure if you were last couple of nights, Carolyn Pickens from Tennessee pitches a lot like Sutton. Quick pass step, she stumbled too.
Popped up towards the first base line, giving chase, and it's going to go off of the screen before Wrigley can get to it. Count even at 1-1.
She clocked a pitch that night at 74 miles an hour.
You said 74, right?
Yeah, and that Abby kind of reminds me of her a little bit with that quick, powerful release.
Dwyer squares the bunt, unable to get it down. 1-2 now the count. A lot of postponed games on the baseball side of things here today.
Yes, there were.
But we did get one game officially in the books, and it just went final. That's a Union winning their game. Get you that final score here in a minute.
I was at the Western Pennsylvania Facilities Directors meeting this morning down at PNC Park, Pittsburgh, and a lot of their phones were blowing up right around 11 o'clock and noon, like, hey, we're canceling the game, so telling the grounds crews to take the afternoon off because the storms came through.
Misses outside, count even at 2-2. Yes, 13-3 the final score. Union winning that game. They were able to get that game in because their field's still not quite ready yet. They had a revamped along with the Union softball field. So they played their game at Pullman Park and all turf. They were able to get it in. Foul tip, just barely getting a piece of it again is Dwyer. And how about wasting these 2-strike pitches so far for Newcastle?
Yeah, they are not capitalizing on that. Now, Dwyer, good follow-through there, but a little bit of a delayed release again.
At least got a piece of it to stay alive. Get a piece of this one as well, though it is hung on to by the catcher Adamski to end the inning. Third K of the game, but Newcastle able to get a run back on a hit and an error and leave one stranded on the bags. Maley Chiropractic inning when we return on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
Business communication must be agile, efficient, and fast. Toshiba is the company that helps you manage it all, from paper to digital to screen and back again. With smarter printing, you are unleashed. The office is wherever you are, and Toshiba makes it seamless to print whatever, wherever, and whenever. Our mobile printing applications allow you to print or scan to both Toshiba and third-party MFPs right from your mobile device. Toshiba, empowering the art of business.
Does your blueprint not match the vision of your building project? Not with Creative Edge Architecture. From concept to creation, Jeff Measle will help tackle the complex problems, creating design solutions and construction experience. Creative Edge gives you the edge design and construction meet.
All right.
Top of the third inning and top of the order coming up for North Hills, Rostakowski, Adamski, and Wrigley. I'd like to buy a vowel, please.
That's right.
First pitch swinging off the end of the bat. And a lot of English on that ball, taken, though, by Mangieri for the first out of the inning. One pitch, one out. They're thrown by Shields.
Yeah, Shields with a nice throw there. Yeah, Lori Lydek was waiting for Dwyer with shoes. She came off the field in that last bat for Newcastle there, James. And just telling her, I watched the whole conversation, just like a little more patience at the plate, swing smarter.
Hey, for a freshman to be swinging, that's the first.
That's right.
First things first, happy to see that. As that first pitch swinging for Lily Adamski.
Adamski having a decent start to the season here offensively.
Yeah. How about this? A .565 average. That's third best on the team.
Yes.
No extra base hits, though, for Adamski. All singles for the left-handed hitting catcher. Left-handed throwing catcher as well, as that one just misses inside, evens the count at 1-1. This is our Maley Chiropractic inning, Mr. Darren Steele, so that means between the top and bottom of the innings, we will be giving you a softball update for what's going on across Lawrence County. Update you on the other 7 teams, as well as, of course, the Newcastle Hurricanes here in their second section game of the year. Two balls, one strike to count to Adamski as Shields winds fires. This one's lifted towards opposite field. Big hole over there, but Carter giving chase. Dive late and off the end of her glove. Unable to snag it. It's going to be a double for Lily Adamski, and there it is again. No extra base hits until right there.
Right there, and then now you're on second here. And, not a bad jump for Lori there out there in left field, just not getting the glove out there far enough, and just off of her glove, James. Almost about a half a foot away from being a spectacular defensive play.
Yeah, maybe hugging the line a little bit, but that was where she was placed and ended up just being slightly off from being able to make that grab. We're going to have another Axe courtesy runner. Axe is here to get you there. Lawrence County's door-to-door transportation service, open to the public. Visit lccap.org to find more information. I believe that is Casey Devlin running at second base. Confirm that in a moment.
She just came in and replaced her.
Devlin, your Axe courtesy runner. First pitch swinging there was Wrigley, 560 average on the year and a team-high 11 ribbies so far this season. North Hills started with a 3-0 advantage, looking to extend that as that one kind of slipped out of the hands of Shields, and she immediately looks down at the turf.
She looked at her well, I think she was looking at her hand. She kind of rubbed her index and her middle finger together like, okay, what did I just do there? And, yeah, Devlin, an extremely fast athlete for North Hills. She's a very good volleyball athlete as well. And with Devlin hitting, it could really send her home quick here. So Newcastle's got to play smart here. A lot of these North Hills batters, James, as you go down through the lineup, a lot of them 500 hitters or above.
At 4, I believe, officially above 500, and another couple in the 400s as well, as this one's fouled back to the screen by Addison Wrigley. Mentioned 7 returning starters, just like Newcastle, though, only 3 seniors. So you're going to return a whole bunch here for next year's squad as well.
You are.
I mean, we're way too early in the year to talk about next year, obviously, but when you talk about building a program, it's about being able to be successful with underclassmen to be able to keep expanding.
Zoe taking a look at the wrist coach there.
The 2-2. Off-speed pitch, weight back, lifted towards right field. Coming in is Maya Dwyer. Settles under it, makes the catch.
Oh.
Firing to third. Good job by Hood to get off the bag.
Yeah.
Everybody backing up nicely.
Dwyer did a great job in, glove up, great catch, and then she just absolutely rockets at the third base, just a little high.
But holding at second base was the courtesy runner there in Devlin.
But, that's what you want to see, James, with your outfielder, right? You get the glove up and then get that ball out of your glove as fast as you can. She did a great job there. Just a little bit of a high throw, but everything else was very, very well done there. Great execution.
So Abby Sutton, how do you attack her with an open base? But she had a double to her first at bat, and then you got Edmonds and Culver, who have already gone yard, sitting behind her. First pitch, kind of a check swing and foul. Ask how to attack her. I like that right there. Keep it low, keep it away, try to make her chase.
Yeah, that was a nice pitch by Zoe. That wasn't a riser at all. Gets it down low and kind of fooled her a little bit on that. Kind of like I said, an awkward check swing there for Sutton.
Runner in scoring position. Another outside pitch, swing and a miss for strike 2.
Sutton a little unhappy with herself there on that one.
Yeah, I thought she had one to hit. Just
she did.
Swung right through it.
So Zoe just brings an interesting mix on her pitches to do that kind of a thing right there, confuse and strike.
Now way ahead, the 0-2 misses away. Good location. Better hold from Sutton. Count now 1-2. Again, North Hills in their first section game. Plum alone at the top. The only team to play multiple section games so far. They're 2-0. In section play are the Mustangs. This one's fouled back and out of play.
So he put everything she could in that swing just a little too early and kind of underneath that. So, yeah. Good battle going on between the 2 starting pitchers right now. Kind of a fun thing you like to see. Our friend Ryan Briggsy would say the same thing, let the pitchers hit. And that's always kind of fun for me when you see the pitchers hit and pitch to one another and oppose one another.
He was proud as well as this one just misses outside. He would have been proud. We lost the DH in the last game that we did. And so you see the standings on your screen. Plum, Shaler, and Newcastle each with section wins. Again, the first game of the year in section play for North Hills, so 5-1 overall. Count now 2-2 to Sutton. 292 hitter on the year. As Shields winds, fires, and barely getting a piece of it to stay alive is Sutton.
Barely getting something on that one. I mean, she really swung actually a little early on that. I was surprised that ended up being a tip on that. So Zoe's gotten the best of her in this matchup so far, I think, and now let's see if you can bring it home with a strike here.
2-2 again. Drill towards the left center gap. That's going to one-hop the fence off of the Newcastle Transit sign. Throw into second base. It's going to be a bang-bang play, and she is there. Hard slide, almost overslid the bag. Good job to grab it. But she and Devlin switch places, an RBI double to make the score 4-0.
That guy is just open there. That Zoe may have ability, and Sutton's going to come off. We have a pinch runner going in. Looks like number 1 from Penn Hills.
Hemingway again.
Caddacy Hemingway. So read that one like a book, did she?
So Sutton, a pair of doubles, her first her third and fourth double of the season.
So Sutton adding to that average and getting up there close to 300 now.
And now 5 ribbies on the season as well. Off-speed pitch, and another one drilled to deep left field. Forget about it.
Gone. Well, we talked about that danger, right? Get Sutton out, and that builds Zoe's confidence a little bit. But you give up the double, and then here come the 2 players. That's another home run for her.
Alexa Edmonds,
yep,
the Cal U commit, no longer throwing, but man, is she still hitting.
Cal U has got a decent softball team coming in. They have a good recruiting class. I've been down there lately too, and they're excited about what they have coming in. A lot of good kids from the Lawrence and Beaver County area.
I have a feeling we have an idea for an early nomination for your MVP Insurance MVP of the game.
Yeah.
2 two-run home runs. Now for Alexa Edmonds. First pitch swinging, trying to go back-to-back again is Emma Culver. Your MVP Insurance coming up after the game. MVP Insurance MVP of the game. Home, auto, term life, liability insurance, and more. Visit mvpins.com for more information and to request a free quote.
But, you hand it to Zoe Shields here. She's still trying to get control. And, stay calm here.
That one misses inside. Count even at 1-1.
Starting to wonder about that wind again, James. Some of the outfielders' uniforms starting to flutter a little bit, including Zoe's left arm there. Uniforms starting to flutter in the wind.
Again, there is another small front. Actually, I see umbrellas out as the rain has begun to trickle down here again. I hear it a little bit on your crowd mic there. That one misses upstairs as well. Now Shields, and this is the toughest part when the rain starts coming down. Got to be able to make the adjustment on that release point.
You do, and she's a pitcher that gets a ball out there, but it tends to rise. Sometimes to her benefit, sometimes not. And right there, it wasn't. And when a ball starts to rise on softball like that, James, it's kind of easy to see for a hitter at times.
A 3-1 to count. Fisted towards second base, taken there by Angie Gallo, on to first to retire the side, but another 3-run, 3-hit inning for North Hills, and after the home run, no one left on base. It's 6-1, North Hills over Newcastle. As we head to the bottom of the third inning, it means it's Maley Minute time here on the Lawrence County SportsNet. So go ahead, Matt, let's put us on the clock as we take a look at some updates across Lawrence County. Hit that button. There we go. Neshannock will start there. The defending state champions. They defeated Union. How about this? 6-4 in 10 innings Monday night. They're now 4-0 on the year. Gabby Quinn, her third home run of the year in that game. Union, that was their first loss. Liv Benedict also had a home run in the extra innings. Mia Pruse, 4 home runs on the year. She now has a career-high 25 in her career. Their Char Houston game today, by the way, canceled. Neshannock still playing Laurel. That's going to start at 7 o'clock now at Neshannock. The Spartans, their freshman Haley Fell, leads the county with 7 doubles. They're 3-2 on the year, and again, that game at 7 o'clock tonight. Shenango, the other team in that section, 2-3 overall. Kennedy Lynn, 2 no-hitters in the 2 wins. Zoe Hoffey hitting over 600 on the year. Mohawk and Elwood City in Class 3A. Mohawk lost a close one to South Range last night, 7-6. Caitlin Hare tripled and had 2 runs. Also had 5 Ks in relief. They host Beaver Falls on Friday. Elwood City was at Hopewell on Friday. They lost to Montour 14-4 yesterday. Alexis Beck winning 3 for 3. And finally, Wilmington, how about Avery Harlan? Yet another home run. She has 6 on the year as they defeated Farrell 16-1, a 5-1 record on the year. Perfect timing in 60 seconds there for your Maley Minute, brought to you by Maley Chiropractic, keeping you in the game.
Great run down there, James. Sutton, first pitch there, looked at her hand again. The rain's coming down a little bit harder right now. You can see it, and she was not happy with the way it came out. Oh,
hard shot right over the head of the first baseman in Addison Wrigley. Stolzinski's going to get a stand-up double. That ball was past Addison Wrigley before she could even get the glove up.
Yeah, she had to do the old turtle shell there in first base, duck or lose your teeth. And she ducked, and what a rip. Great job. And, again, Newcastle answers right away, and they're on second base with a leadoff double.
Stolzinski hitting over 600 on the season, the leadoff freshman. And that's what I can't believe is how many freshmen we've seen come right in batting third, fourth, fifth. But even crazier to me is leadoff.
Yeah.
To be a leadoff hitter as a freshman is spectacular.
Yeah, I actually have my niece down there at Montour. Paige Fiedler came in last year like that from Montour, doing very well until she had a shoulder separation in winter practice. So she'll be coming back to play for Montour here in another couple of weeks. But, yeah, and I think, James, as you see these increasing number for girls softball, you're going to see it a little bit more common as these freshmen are playing more prominent roles.
Squaring to bunt is Gabby Mangieri, but it's right at the pitcher. Still a bang-bang play. Sacrifice 1-4. Will retire Mangieri. Good job to get it down, but just, a little bit too right at the pitcher.
Yeah, she, Sutton, a great job there to get it over to Wrigley. But, hey, Newcastle's got a runner in scoring position, and maybe that's their plan here is to try to chip away at this lead.
Trailing 6-1, a couple of 3-run innings for North Hills. Olivia Hood first pitch swinging, and this one's fouled towards the old softball field.
That was another one that kind of tricked me there. I thought Livy came through that on a very nice angle, just a little early. If she can clean this bat out and wait about another half second, that's right in the right gap.
She and Mangieri behind her, each with 4 home runs on the year to lead the team, as this one's fouled back into the screen. Count 0-2.
She's a very good hitter. She's all over this ball right now. Sutton's got to be careful, or Newcastle can start climbing back into this with a good hit. Back
to her natural position, playing third base, was the main pitcher last year. Kind of a secondary position for her, but Zoe Shields coming up and taking over as the primary hurler in the circle this season. Now 0-2 the count. Sutton misses high and away. Hood hitting just shy of 500 on the year, Darren.
Yeah, 11 RBIs, 10 hits. She's been racking it up pretty well here.
Not both were home runs, but 2 home runs in the game on Monday here against Penn Hills. This one misses up and in, and it did hit her.
It did hit her. She pointed to her elbow immediately, and it just,
I wonder, because I thought I heard a click, but we're also the ones up in the booth, but Matt Stebbins, home plate umpire, all over it as well.
Well, and she's got a runner at the corners now. Sutton a little frustrated there out in the mound, patting herself on the head and not in a good way, and that's sometimes what you got to do if you get into a hitter's mind, and this might be a great opportunity for Newcastle to get back in this game right here.
And you got the pit commit there at the plate, as well as Hood is going to trot down to second base, ball 1 down low.
Pitt softball team back on the rise again. The ACC there been better in the last couple of years, trying to climb back into one of the better teams in the ACC.
Down in the Pebbles now with an open base. Again, same question we asked earlier. How aggressive are you attacking Mangieri? But there's one down here after the sacrifice from little sister Gabby.
I'm not so sure Sutton's not having a little bit of problem with this reins coming down and getting in her hand. She keeps rubbing her hand a lot all over her jersey and everywhere else. And
just asked for a new ball there, too.
She did.
2-0, and that one, cricket bowls in. Yeah, she's looking at the dugout like, I can't get a grip.
She's having trouble with that grip.
And that's the one downside about all turf is that, you can't rub a ball up with dirt and get it a little more grippy in that way.
No, you cannot. So you are right there with the elements.
3-0 pitch, and she's swinging, and it's right inside the third base bag. And this is going to bring 2 runs in, a stand-up double for Kiara Mangieri. And we said early that, hey, it's a pitcher's duel. Don't look so fast, my friend. It's now 6-3.
Well, see, and remember we talked about Anzaldi was playing off the third base where I kind of would like to see her. There she was playing a little too close to the base. And when you have something sneak in there, she's coming back over with her catching hand, trying to basically get that between her legs. And that's kind of ball that's dangerous. That's why I like a little more off the base so she has some room to field that. And, that cost them. And Newcastle back into this game, James.
Trailed by 5. That lead now down to 3 and still in with runners in scoring position and 1 down.
Well, and it's one of those things where, we call these games and we admire all these kids and young ladies for what they do. But at this point now, Sutton's really seeming to be having a struggle with this weather. And it's kind of like, you just got to get through it there, girl. You got to pitch through it.
And Shields on the other end had the beginning of this little rain shower. She was able to fight through it well enough.
That was a nice pitch there by Sutton back into her low center of gravity. Beautiful pitch there by Sutton.
But misses upstairs. This one drilled between short and third, and it's going to be a base hit. Mangieri rounding third, coming to the plate, and she will score as the throw is cut off on the way. 5th ribby of the year for Michaela DeGennaro.
That's a 6-4 game, James. The Red Lady Canes are starting to get into a Cat 3 position here, coming back and blowing harder here. Little knock the cover off the ball. The rain starts coming down, and Roy Hobbs is echoing through the GW right now, and Canes are back into this.
Hurricane warning, no problem with that. See if Angie Gallo can keep this going. She's first pitch swinging back into the screen.
Aggressive swing by Gallo there. First pitch, swung a little. Swung quickly through that. That's why it tips off the top of her bat and right over to the right field fence near us here on our side. I like the aggressiveness, though.
This one lifted towards center field. Zwick going back is going to settle under it just past the Red Hurricane logo out there in center field to make the catch in the second out of the inning.
Zwick, a nice adjustment there. First, she backed to her right leg, kind of like she's going to move to the right. Saw it, should shuffle it over to her left and made a great play on that.
So now Zoe Shields to the plate. She's hitting .421 on the year as the freshman pitcher. Grounded out to the pitcher in her first at-bat. St. Joseph losing to Union 13-3. That was the only baseball game going on today after a bunch of cancellations. As stealing towards second base, a late slide in there from DeGenera, but she is safe.
Well, and again, Sutton's got to get a little bit of a better job to kind of duck down and get out of the way. She's right in the line of sight there from the catcher and kind of made that throw off base because of it.
A three dangerous situation there is home plate umpire and head coach. We're both trying to throw the ball at the same time to Sutton. Good thing that Mr. Stebbins has bad aim.
Yeah, if we even brought that replay up, you can see Adamansky got to take an extra step to her right to try to get that ball to second base. So when you're a pitcher, you got to get out of the way.
This one foul back to the screen, evens the count at 1-1. Well, as a catcher, you're taught to throw it right through your pitcher's head, right?
You are, but when your pitcher's head's there, it's not.
1-1 the count. A funny story, well, funny now story, is this one's popped up down the first base line right at the first baseman. Wrigley will make the catch to end the inning, end the threat. Continue that thought on the other side of this timeout. Lead cut down to 2, 6-4. North Hills leads on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
GEM building contractors and developers have a proven record of performance on any size project. They bring value, local craftsmanship, expert management to meet any challenge. From design construction, from inspection to budget estimation, GEM Builder has been building our community for 70 years.
Your hip, your knee, your shoulder, whatever has been holding you back, UPMC Orthopedic Care is where you'll find experts to help you get back to a better quality of life. UPMC is pioneering minimally invasive surgeries, and we offer personalized treatment plans and same-day surgery to get you home and moving sooner. It's your ankle, your elbow, your hand, and it's your move. Visit upmc.com/ortho to learn how UPMC can help.
An exciting, high-scoring game that we kind of expected. 6-4 as both these teams swing hot bats and, really play smart baseball in the box. Not that they don't in the field, Darren. Just the bats early in the year have been clicking for both these teams, and we're seeing it here tonight.
Yeah, they really have. And I'd say North Hills kind of figured it out first, got off to a 6-1 lead. But Newcastle couldn't ask for anything better there, really. They get 3 runs back. They're now within 2, and little defense and decent pitching here, and they're really back into it.
North Hills will come with 7, 8, 9 hitters. Anzaldi, Zwick, and Gruner to the plate. First pitch swinging is Anzaldi towards right center field, and a good jump on that one. Stolzinski, she's impressed at the plate. She's impressed in the field here so far today, to say the very least, Aaron.
She really has, and, again, a great stride to get over there to get that. And Newcastle defensively in the outfield, other than one error there in left field, not so much even an error, just a late jump, has been very impressive. Saved them some runs.
1 pitch, 1 out yet again. I think this is big. If Shields can get a 1-2-3 inning here potentially, that would be huge for the confidence for both her and for the bats coming up too.
She really could. Now Zwick trying to capitalize on that great outfield play she made earlier here.
This one popped up on the infield.
Yep.
Shortstop's going to settle under it. Mangieri to make the catch. 2 up, 2 down.
Not a bad swing by Zwick. Kind of timing was there, but just hit underneath it there. And that's what happens when you hit underneath it. You're going to pop it up right up there like that. And the second baseman or shortstop loves that kind of play.
Now 9-hitter coming up in Emma Gruner, the right fielder. She's hitting .357 on the year. Pair of doubles for her. First pitch outside for ball 1.
But how about Zoe Shield retiring the first 2 here, back on track, hopefully, and see if she can get number 3 here.
First inning was a 1-2-3 inning. Would be ecstatic for her to get another one, as this one just misses inside. 2-0 now the count. Coming back to the game, we'll have our Tri-County Principals post-game show. We'll take a look at the Maley Chiropractic play of the game, as well as that MVP Insurance MVP of the game. This one catches the outside corner.
Did, and very nice pitch there. I don't think that Gruner thought it was going to get in there, and it did, so great pitch by Zoe Shields.
2-1 ground ball just past the diving Kara Mangieri. See if North Hills can get a little 2-out lightning as that switches it up to the top of the order for Mackenzie Kostowalski.
Well, that's what you call a revenge swing there. She was a little disappointed she laid off that ball so much in the last one. She swung angrily at that play, and she was pumping her fist there a little bit getting to first base. She was happy, and rightfully so. Nice hit.
Ross Witowski, a junior, hitting .429 on the year. 0 for 2 so far today, however. We're going to have
a little meeting at the mound here.
Making sure on the same page going the third time through the order, I would assume.
Yep.
5-1 record for North Hills. Their lone loss coming to Penn Trafford, coming off a win against Burrell. Actually, Ross Witowski came in as a relief pitcher and got the win in relief
and
in that
extra
game.
innings, too, in that game.
That was 12, 11, and 8 innings.
Yeah.
Pitch misses upstairs for ball 1 to Mackenzie.
It's the kind of thing in softball you like to see, James, when the girls like that can hang in there and get a 1-run victory in extra innings. It's always impressive and something you're going to need down the road.
Especially in softball where you normally have, I don't want to say one-hit wonder in terms of a single pitcher, but when you have your backup being able to come in and do some damage as well. As this one's lifted towards shallow right field, but going back on it is the second baseman Gallo, who will center under it to make the catch. And the inning, 1 hit, but that runner left stranded on the bags. A donut on the scorebug. To the bottom of the 4th we go. North Hills leading 6-4 at lcsportsnet.com, powered by LCAP. For 20 years, Maley Chiropractic has treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. Maley Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet. But more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab. Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $30 visit to the Maley Chiropractic office includes an adjustment and/or all therapy is necessary. From the athletes of tomorrow to the weekend warriors and everything in between. Let Maley Chiropractic keep you in the game. When it comes to protecting those you love, the businesses you've built, or the things you've earned, you need someone you can trust. Who better to protect your interests than a local insurance agent? Pontius Insurance is a team of local agents helping local residents in Lawrence County and surrounding areas, specializing in auto, home, business, and life insurance. Come see Dan Pontius, Jessica Dix, and Tracy Giddings, and the rest of the team at Pontius Insurance, and receive the personalized service you deserve. Back here at George Washington Intermediate School, and umbrellas are very much a necessity now. What started as a light drizzle, Darren Steele, has come into a deluge.
Which could be very interesting here for Newcastle, because Sutton struggled with this in the last inning.
Swing and a miss there from Aaron Batman McCarter, or at least based on the walk-up music, which we have to give our condolences, Val Kilmer.
Yeah, Val Kilmer, one of the greats, just... We could do a whole show on everything he did and how well he did it, and that's a guy that's known for intense preparation for a role.
Yeah.
And just he was fantastic as Jim Morrison in The Doors. That's my favorite of his particularly, and of course a lot of other 80s and 90s movies. Heat. So yeah, sad to hear about Val Kilmer.
How do you go without mentioning Iceman?
Iceman, yeah, Top Gun. And Top Gun Maverick.
That's where I would have gone first, as McCarter swings and misses on the rise ball for strike 3. to get the leadoff batter out. 4th strikeout of the game for Abby Sutton, and now Maya Dwyer to the plate.
As much praise you give Zoe Shields for a phenomenal inning last inning. Sutton really coming back there strong, facing the rain, which she struggled with in the last inning.
Freshman up to bat again. Dwyer tries to lay this one down. Fouled back, and that's another nickname that we've enjoyed. I mean, you got Batman McCarter. How about Washer and Dryer?
The Maytag connection.
I like it. Maya Dwyer hitting .286 on the year.
See if Dwyer adjusts her batting stance after getting a little bit of a lecture from Coach there. There it is.
And she lifts this one towards
She
deep
does.
center field. Zwick going back at the track at the wall, and she's going to let it bounce. And it's going to be a bang-bang play at second, and she is there.
Nice.
Dwyer,
Nice.
her 3rd double of the year. Warning track power, but she's now getting the tying run to the plate.
Gadzooks, what a nice hit there, and a very happy Dwyer at second base. And, I told you she got a little bit of a lecture from Coach when she came off the field because not a great at bat the last time. Comes up this time, and a lot more patience on that last swing, and boom, she puts it right out there. Zwick had trouble fielding it, but Zwick had a great throw to second base, but a really good job getting down on that slide.
And out top of the order in Aaliyah Stalzinski, and she pops this one up. Zwick now having to come way in. Actually, the shortstop going out Culver to make the catch for the second out of the inning.
Boy, I tell you, Culver's almost wearing Zwick like a hat there. Zwick's so quick.
And that's with Zwick kind of spinning the tires there before coming in on the wet turf. Now Gabby Mangieri, no official at-bats for her. Walked in the 1st, sacrificed in the 3rd.
Call her G-Money here.
Can she cash in with 2 outs? First pitch foul back to the intermediate school.
Got to cue up the Ted DiBiase Money, Money, Money theme music there for her. Everybody's got a price.
Little cha-ching
That's
action. Right. 0-1 the count to Gabby.
Probably.
That one's on the inside corner for strike 2.
Yeah. No, nice pitch there by Sutton. Sutton kind of up and down the last 2 innings there, James. Some of the pitches have been right where they need to be, and others have been a little crazy, a little wild there, wet and wild.
Finding her groove here. This one off the end of the bat towards the right side. Ross Wachowski will flip it over to Wrigley to end the threat, and a runner left in scoring position. 4 innings played, still a 6-4 North Hills lead over Newcastle. Back in a moment at lcsportsnet.com, powered by LCAP.
Since 1911, the City Rescue Mission has been serving our community by providing food for the hungry, shelter for the homeless, and hope for the lost. We continue to love all that come through our doors, extending mercy and providing grace just as God has done for each of us, serving with a compassionate heart and sharing the good news of the gospel and the hope we all have in Jesus Christ, just like we've done since 1911. We can't do this alone, and we continue to need your help.
Don't get left out to dry. Call the Penn Ohio Bottled Water Company for the fastest and most efficient bottled water delivery service in the area. Penn Ohio offers bottled water ranging from 16.9-ounce bottles to 5-gallon jugs, perfect for your next event or office water cooler system. Also, don't forget to ask about their custom labeling options. Visit PennOhioBottledWater.com for more information and to get a quote on their delivery services. Whether it's at home, in the office, or on the sidelines, Penn Ohio has you covered.
You know, when the rain starts coming down and you have a press box, all of a sudden it becomes a who's who inside, especially when you got a big game like this one here. North Hills leading Newcastle 6-4. You got Union Superintendent and part of the sports committee with the WPIAL, Dr. Michael Ross here enjoying it. You got Laurel head basketball coach and Rick LaRocco here enjoying the fun as well. If you're not here in attendance, we're glad you're watching with us at lcsportsnet.com.
You know, another Newcastle tie we haven't gone into is our friend Carmen and Sarah, who's doing a great job coaching the Penn State Shenango boys. Another great recruiting class he has coming in, and he's just a great guy too. And he sounds like Newcastle when you talk to Carmen. You know, I love Carmen, and he's doing a great job there with Penn State Shenango men's boys baseball team.
Top of the 5th inning. And this is going to be a big inning for both teams as North Hills is going to go through the meat of their order. 2, 3, 4 due up for them. Newcastle has 3, 4, 5 due up in the bottom of the inning. Adamski, Wrigley, and Sutton.
Adamski kind of taking a step out of the box, looking at her bat, collecting herself a little bit here, trying to be a little more patient at the plate.
1 for 2 with a double and a run scored. She hits this one towards opposite field. Down the left field line, just running out of room, is McCarter. And again, the effort from Rob Nattell out there in the field, wearing that bright gold sweatshirt. I'll tell you what, though, it's very easy to see him not showing any effort out there.
Mansky just needs to straighten that out. That was a good swing at that pitch.
That double earlier today, her first extra base hit of the season. Now 1-1 count, and this one catches the outside corner. Count now 1-2.
Yeah. Shields just has that one pitch there, James, where it flirts with that outside corner. And a lot of these, even though they've scored 6 runs, North Hills has struggled with that pitch tonight.
Here's the 1-2 from the freshman, and a good hold as it just is up above the letters. Didn't quite come down enough. Didn't miss by much.
I think Zoe wanted that one a little bit, and Adamansky's glad she didn't get it. So.
The 2-2. Right back off the glove of Shields. Going to be taken there by Mangieri. She can't quite get a grasp on it. Good job by Shields to get the glove up. Mangieri actually had a legit chance at it, just couldn't get it cleanly.
Well, she did there, and then the only sad thing there is she picked her head up, right? You got to see the ball in your glove, little basics there, and get it out. And she kind of looked at the runner. She looked away from the ball, and that's what caused that to happen. Not being critical, just an observation, but – it's like the wide receiver looking for that cornerback. He takes his eye off the ball, and, the ball drops. And everything she did, great jump, great stride. Glove was in a great position. Just took her eye off it too fast.
Yeah, just peeked up just for a moment to see where the runner was, just like the sun peeking out from behind the clouds.
I was going to say, here comes the sun.
Do-do-do-do.
Cue Here Comes the Sun on the music track there for the next inning break. But
Addison Wrigley, the senior first baseman, 0 for 2 today. Couple of hits to the right side in her 2 at-bats. This one late on it into the screen.
Addison's got to be every bit about 6 foot, and she has an awkward stance in the box. She's got her left heel all the way back on the line there. Right. Whoa.
Hello.
I don't know what was going on there.
It was changing the ball because it was
so.
An extra throw at the head of the batter by mistake.
She's looking around laughing like, wait a minute.
Wasn't ready for that pitch.
There she goes.
Oh, you can see the rain really coming down on that strike zone, Cam. I'll tell you what. This one's, again, fouled back to the screen.
Wrigley kind of, just swung through there. Not a big step, and in baseball, as much as I would teach my kids, it's about footwork as it is hand-eye coordination too.
Yeah, Addison Wrigley reminds me of, this body type, first baseman, Allie Fisher, named from about 10 years ago from Neshannock, played at Slippery Rock University. That one misses upstairs 2-2.
Allie, very athletic.
Yeah, not many I've seen in the high school softball days doing a split at first base to make a stretch.
No.
Though older brother Brandon, I think, claims he could do one better. This one misses high and away.
Well, yeah, Zoe's a little off the mark here, and you kind of wonder again. You're going up against a taller, bigger hitter like that, and kind of crowds the plate a little bit with her poise, and causing Zoe to come up a little bit high on there.
Payoff pitch, and that one's going to just miss inside. Oh, excuse me, that was a 2-2 pitch. I had it as 3-2.
2-2 pitch. Tried to paint the corner there.
But how do you attack someone who's right on top of the plate like that? You go right under the hands.
Yep.
And it didn't miss by much. So now the count runs full. Here to Wrigley. And again, inside. First walk of the day issued by Zoe Shields. 2 on, nobody out.
Zoe a little unsure on that call. She disagreed as much as she could on that without getting in any trouble. But Zoe very incredibly accurate now. And here comes Sutton again. So a little bit of a danger zone here. You got 2 on, Sutton up, and we know what happens after Sutton in the lineup. So
yeah, the next 3, Sutton 2 doubles, Edmonds 2 homers, Culver with a homer.
Zoe's put herself in a spot here. Let's see if she can get out of it.
Another one just missing inside. And you're hitting the same spot. You're not getting the call. You have to make a little bit of an adjustment.
You do. I know you can live and die when you have the accuracy, but when that ball rises like that, it gets a little dangerous. You get behind the count real easy on that, James.
When you're behind the count, open season for hitters. And again, going at it, this one does catch the black.
And in that pitch there, folks, you're watching along with us. I mean, it's such a hard pitch. He hits it right there, and very hard for a hitter to turn in time enough to make contact there. So it's a great pitch when it works.
This one fisted and popped up in foul territory. Mangieri giving chase, but it runs out of room and hits the screen. Count now 1-2.
Sutton trying to get her timing down with Zoe here. And
now with a team-high 4 doubles on the season. And that sun's going to be brutal for players on the right side of the field.
Yes, it will.
1-2. This one's fisted right at Hood. She's going to make the catch, throw to second base over the double play, but it's going to go all the way out to the fence.
No.
And this is going to allow runs to score. Instead of a potential double or maybe even a triple play, the errant throw is going to allow the runner all the way around to score. The courtesy runner, Devlin, scores on the error. Great play on the line drive first, Darren, but then the throw just a little bit off the mark.
Yeah, and it was that's just to your detriment when the second baseman's that far in. I'm sorry, the shortstop's that far in. That can happen. It went all, like you said, it booted all the way, folks, out to the warning track in right field before they could corral that ball.
It's a great play by Hood, and then the other part, too, is you're throwing to a base where a runner is retreating to.
Yep.
So all the way to third goes Wrigley.
Probably the smarter play there is to hold him in a rundown.
Yeah, I mean, you got to go for it. It's just, you got the runner, the ball, and the fielder all getting there at the same time. Because Gallo, same thing, also had to anticipate potential for a bunt. Look how far she's playing over.
Yeah, she's playing so far over, and that was a little bit of the hard part there.
Couple pitches missing outside to Edmonds. Again, 2 home runs on the day. You can be a little careful now with open bases, but score now 7-4.
But, and this is what you get when you have, a young team like this. I mean, that's the beauty part of it. They learn from this.
Upstairs, can't get her to chase.
I can guarantee the next practice they're going to practice that scenario right there.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I think everything was done correctly, just the throw a little bit off the mark. Because if you wait a half second more to make sure your fielder gets there, then there's no chance that you're going to get the runner going back.
No.
3-0 swinging away.
Had my hands up.
No one's going to be able to argue it. I could say that you were ducking and covering. No one would believe me. How about that, though? We've seen some of the power hitters giving the green light on these 3-0 pitches. You have here Edmonds getting the green light. You saw Kiara Mangieri for Newcastle get a green light 2-run double.
Evans is really swinging away at this. Zoe back to trying to dry that ball off a little bit again. It's got intermittent sunshine, rainbows, and what rain here. There's a Beatles song here somewhere.
Another one fouled right back to the screen. Our wonderful DJ was ready to catch that one.
Yes. Could have been right in his hoodie pocket there.
Our cameraman Garrett Dolan was ducking for cover.
If there was no net there, I had full confidence one of those two would have caught that ball.
Absolutely. Now, big shout out to Garrett making all the graphics you see here today. Done some great stuff for us.
They've done a great job. I mean, they were here, had this stuff set up. It was like the Bat Cave.
Yes.
They were great.
So after falling down 3-0, not afraid to go at her as Shields. Now a full count against Edmonds. Already 2 dingers on the day. Good job laying off of the high pitch there. She will draw the second walk in the inning and only the second walk of the game issued by Shields.
That one, you saw Shields kind of shake her hand after that one, James. Just again, when you're throwing it like she is, and she's painting the corner so well at times, but when one gets away from it, it really can rise high real quick like that.
Now Emma Culver, again, the best average on the team, also leads the team in walks. Talk about a 750 on-base percentage. Oh, and she showed off the power earlier today with her first home run of the season.
She did, yeah, and she is a person that's getting some attention as well. Slippery Rock is looking at her.
Newcastle coaching staff kind of told us, she in particular is one we don't want to let get on base.
No.
Looked like umpire was ready to ring up for a strike, but
it did.
Ball.
asking us if that was a ball or strike there, so sorry if we screamed ball in your ear there.
Yeah, Mr. Nattel saw the same thing we did. Like, did he signal or did he not?
Yeah. The old Leslie Nielsen, Enrico Palazzo delayed call. Strike.
Now 3-0 the count. And again, you can be maybe a little more careful. You got Anzaldi in the on-deck circle, a couple of flyouts for her. Same with Zwick if the inning were to continue. But again, you gave Edmonds the green light. Does Emma Culver also have a green light here with a 3-0 count?
Zwick, a tremendous base runner for North Hills, and not a player you want to get on either. That's why his team is very tough to defeat. Good base running, defense, hitting.
Again, a 2 seed last year in the WPIAL playoffs. This one's fouled back to the screen.
Yep.
Now the count goes full to Culver. So back-to-back batters down 3-0, now a full count. Thomas Jefferson, the defending state champions, naturally the preseason #1 ranked team according to the Triple Live High School Sports Network. You have Armstrong, WPIAL champion some a year ago, ranked number 5. West Allegheny 2, Chartiers Valley 3, and Shaler also in this section 1 of Class 5A, ranked number 4 according to the Trib Live preseason rankings. Payoff pitch fouled back. We'll do it again.
Yeah, in Pittsburgh's becoming a real powerhouse in softball, and it's noted. And but I was last week. I was at the AD meeting out in Hershey, and I took a bunch of them to dinner. And a lot of them will ask, "Well, what are you guys doing in Lawrence County? What kind of they drinking in the water there?" And they know Lawrence County too.
Swing and a miss, chasing the high pitch. There was Culver.
She was mad at herself too. She did not like she swung on that one.
First strikeout since the opening 2 strikeouts to start the game for Zoe Shields, and that could not have come at a better time.
You're thinking already as I am. That was a good out to get.
And now Natalie Anzaldi to the plate, a .348 hitter on the season with 2 down. First pitch right down Broadway for strike 1. And if Newcastle could get out of this, only giving up the 1 unearned run,
it would be really something else. Yeah.
Shields winds, fires, and in there for strike 2.
Yep. See, and I'm not sure, here Anzaldi's being a little timid there where I think she needs to be swinging away a little bit here. And that's where you can't be. Zoe's going to get it in there.
Now got to protect 0-2, and it's a line drive. Too pretty of a pitch on 0-2, probably for what Shields would have liked.
Yes.
And that's a big, crooked number on the board, the second of the inning, scoring Wrigley from third.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing. Zoe just hung that one up there, and good hitter like that, they're going to rip it.
Oh, what'd you just say before that pitch? Was timid. Certainly was not timid there.
Not timid there at all. Not timid there. She was timid in the first 2, and maybe she heard me up here. But she was not timid on that one at all. Now you got Zwick coming on, and again, a tremendous base runner is Zwick. If she gets on, Newcastle could really have their hands full here.
Oh, pinch hitter?
Oh, so they
it
said.
Is. Yeah, they were Addison Zenak is going to come into bat.
Thank you. Nice assist there from our PA announcer.
Good catch. Did not see that. Number 11, Addison Zenak is going to step to the plate.
Yeah, Zwick, Zenak, Zelensky.
Zenak hitting pretty well in the year, too. Get you her numbers in a second, as this one's off the end of the bat. Addison Zenak, 5 for 8, so hitting .625 on the year with 4 RBI.
Pretty good to have her coming off the bench hitting .625.
Yeah, started a little bit of the season. Facing a 1-1 count now. This is upstairs.
Got the hot pink batting gloves out there. Got the kind of gem and holograms look going on.
I wish we saw more of the baseball teams do it like you have both softball teams here. The high socks.
Yes, the high socks. Love the high socks. Agreed.
It's a old-fashioned, almost extinct in the high school level, it feels like at this point. Certainly in the big leagues. Count now 3-1, though, to Zenak. pinch hitting here in the bottom of the 5th inning, or top of the 5th inning, excuse me. 2 runs already on the board for North Hills, doubling up Newcastle 8-4. This one down and in, bases
loaded,
full of Indians. All aboard for 9-hitter Emma Gruner. After the game, we'll have our scoring recap, brought to you by Gem Master Builders and Craftsmen. Family-owned and operated general contractor for 4 generations. Extensive construction experience, design capabilities, and creative process allows them to help any project and meet any challenge. Visit gembuilders.com for more information. First pitch swinging there is Gruner for strike 1, 8th batter of the inning.
Gruner took a good hard swing at that one. I think she saw bases full of Indians and thought, I'm going to launch one here, and Zoe had that perfectly on the outside there.
Nowhere to put him now.
Nope.
Here for Shields. So that one misses upstairs. No walks the entire game, but she has 3 in this inning. She only has had 11 walks all year compared to 27 strikeouts. That's a great ratio, nearly 3-1. Love seeing it. And again, especially as a freshman, to be limiting the free passes.
Yeah.
But this inning starting to become an issue, finding the strike zone. 2-1 now the count.
Zoe's been so accurate up to this point and in her pitch selection, and yeah, North Hills has turned on that a couple times, but this last inning or so has been a little tough.
2-1 is going to be popped up on the left side. McCarter, the left fielder, will settle under it and make the catch.
Nice catch.
Ending the inning, ending the threat with the bases loaded, but 2 more runs across the board. 2 runs on 2 hits. There were 3 walks and an error. Unearned runs scored to make it 8-4 as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Stretch time here from Newcastle. Back in a moment on Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
Works in Progress Painting wishes a successful and satisfying season to all the Lawrence County sports teams and athletes. Work hard and bring honor to your team, school, and family in how you play. Joe Wright and his family have been providing painting, window cleaning, and other property services for business and homeowners in the Lawrence County area for over 10 years. Their goal on every project is to provide a meaningful service that honors their customer, God, and their family, and to have fun while doing it. Works in Progress is now booking interior painting projects for both residential and commercial projects. Call Joe today at 724-714-4294 to discuss your next project.
Lawrence County SportsNet is proud to honor Shenango's Zoe Buck as her March Red Zone Female Athlete of the Month for placing 6th in the Indoor Track and Field National Championships in the shot put. LC SportsNet is also proud to honor Shenango's Cassie Tucker and Newcastle's Jeff Natel as March Athletes of the Month for qualifying for the State Bowling Championships. Congratulations and best of luck to Newcastle's Jeff Natel, Shenango's Cassie Tucker, and Zoe Buck, the March Red Zone Athletes of the Month.
3-4-5 hitters due up for Newcastle, trailing 8-4 here in the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP. We're talking with Mr. Natel about the new PIAA officiating class going on at Union High School. I've been lucky enough to be teaching that here this year.
Well, and Sharpsville had one last weekend.
This one's popped up on the right side. First pitch swinging was Hood. Ross Wachowski will make the catch. 1 pitch, 1 out to start the bottom of the 5th inning.
Leanne Williams, a PIAA official, the mother of Madeline Hoffman, the AD at Sharpsville, put that on. And, you know, it's great to see people like Leanne Williams and you and people trying to do these officiating things because it needs done. And they're trying to also bring in younger officials, James, which is needed.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
You know, right now, we know going into District 10, we only have 15 crews, so you can have no more than 15 games on Friday night.
Well, baseball right now, especially down south of here, is struggling. In fact, they're talking about Sunday games.
Yes, they
are. One-man crews even, I was told. They actually had a game played last night in 38-degree weather at 7 o'clock because there were no officials available. They had to do a doubleheader and had to play a game under the lights. And you had a kid from Riverside who throws 97 miles an hour having to pitch at 7 o'clock at night.
7 o'clock at night.
I'm sure Duke University is real excited about that.
Yeah.
By the way, big congrats to Elwood City beating Riverside in that game last night 4-0. How about that?
Yeah, and that's what, you know, and I'm not making a pitch here or anything, no pun intended, but we see an increase in our lighting for baseball fields and high school softball fields, and that's the reason why. You're seeing more night games.
This one ripped foul
ripped really well
into the screen. Talk about that, you know, the lighting. Big pat on the back here to Mr. Steele.
Yeah, thanks. And, you're just explaining that, with baseball and softball, it's just a little bit different than it is with football. It's what we call, you have, in this field in particular, we have a 50-30 foot candle. So you have 50-foot candle in the infield, and you have 30-foot candle in the outfield. And the reason that is, James, is that it allows the players in the infield to pick up the ball a little bit quicker. Where high school at 70 foot across, or 50 foot across the entire space to give you uniformity. But, yeah, the lighting has definitely been a great increase. We've seen that again in baseball and softball lately, and doing a number of those fields in the coming year or two. And, even down in West Virginia, which I also cover. So, because there's more night games.
Hey, you know what? It gets more teams on the field, especially when you have junior high teams. Now they can play at night before or after a varsity game or during the day before a varsity game. Neshannock, another example.
Neshannock's another example. There's a place kind of a lot off the radar for a lot of people. It's called Nob Hill Park up in Wexford, buried down there in the background of Wexford off of 19. And I was told that once they built that park, 7 different townships reached out to them about playing softball there.
Two hopper in the hole to Culver. Long throw,
Nice
but a good
throw.
play by Emma Culver to retire Mangieri.
I think that Culver, she put some heat on that for the bat at the last time. It didn't go her way, and that was a great throw from Culver.
And needed to get the speedy Mangieri going down the line.
That's the kind of thing that, you have Culver having colleges look at her. That's the reason why. Not only great offense from her, but great defenses too.
Michaela DeGennaro now to the plate. She's first pitch swinging down the left field
No.
line, and it is just inches foul.
Just barely.
And a nod of approval from third base coach Anthony Mangieri. And the DeGennaro name, yes, that should sound familiar. Jean DeGennaro, the Newcastle graduate, good pitcher back in the early 90s.
Yep.
Ended up teaching still at Union, coached baseball at Union, coaching out at Laurel for a few years as well. This one inside nearly hits the younger DeGennaro.
Well, and I got to give her a shout out because what do you notice? No batting gloves there. We're talking old school. Give me the bat, grip it and rip it. No gloves. I love it.
If only her dad was that tough. This one's popped up into foul territory, taken by the catcher Adamski, and for the first time tonight, Newcastle is retired in order, 1-2-3.
Yep.
Through 5 innings of play, 8-4 North Hills over Newcastle. We're back in a moment on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
Whether you're hosting a big party, it's family dinner night, or you just need a place to go and watch the big game, the Crane Room Grill is the place to be. Need that something special for your upcoming event? Ask about the CR Brewing Company's custom brewing options to give your big day that personalized touch that your guests will never forget. Visit craneroom.com to see their full menu, or call in your takeout order now at 724-656-1553. The Crane Room Grill and CR Brewing Company, a winning combination.
Congratulations to our March LCAP Team of the Month. The Lawrence County SportsNet is proud to honor Newcastle Boys Bowling as March's LCAP Team of the Month after winning their first ever section title, qualifying for the Western Regional Finals, and having all 5 starters qualify for the WPIAL Individual Finals. Congratulations to Coach Pitzer and the Newcastle Bowling Team, our March LCAP Team of the Month.
Got to give a shout out to that Newcastle bowling team, our LCAP Team of the Month, because for the first time ever for the boys bowling program, all 5 starters qualified individually for regionals. The team for the first time qualified for regionals. Basically every single stat that they have had in terms of like all-time 200 games, they had more this year than they had the entire career of the program combined. Getting a qualifier in Jeff Nattel going to states. But I got to give a huge shout out too as well. The girls' head coach, boys' assistant coach, Jason Clare, the day that we announced that his team was the team of the month, he went through his first career 300.
Of course. Had to be some connection there. Oh, nice bunt.
Beautiful bunt on the first base line. Really no play whatsoever. A bunt for a hit.
That
for
is
the leadoff batter, Ross Bukowski.
That's a text bunt right there, folks. You're watching from home. Rewind that again because that was great.
Deadened it about 15 feet out, right on the line. Nothing that could be done. But, yeah, big shout-out to that entire bowling program. And Jason Clare, he told me he had games where he'd play in a series and he would have like 18 strikes in a row between the 2 games, but didn't get a perfect game in either one of them. Well, he got finally his first ever 300 at age 29 for 20.
Clary name, real well-known name in Lawrence and Mercer County. Yeah, wind's picked up here a little bit, James. Starting to swirl now. Coming through the booth, feel good.
Going back to that bunt, though, from Ross Witkowski, I
Yep.
love that because you're 0 for 3. You're the leadoff hitter. You know you have speed. You're not maybe seeing the ball as well as you'd like in terms of swinging the bat. Hey, use your legs. Try to get something happening. That's your job as a leadoff hitter.
It's exactly your job, and that's where she needs to be, on first and
eventually on second, you would
right.
think. 0-2 pitch is going to miss outside. Count now 1-2 to Lily Adamski. 2 for 3 today, with a pair of runs scored as well.
That's why it shakes my head. You see established leadoff hitters in high school, and yet a lot of the MLB games I watched, you're switching people around. Like, it's not the time to be switching leadoff hitters around.
Another one missing outside, 2-2 to count. Is there such a thing as a bunt in Major League Baseball?
I
think that's been banned, hasn't it?
Yeah, it must have been.
They banned the shift. It feels like they banned the bunt along with it.
Yeah.
2 balls, 2 strikes here in the top of the 6th inning, and swing and a miss. No, it was foul tip. Just getting a piece of it was Adamski.
Zoe doing a great job again, trying to paint that left corner, and for some parts tonight, it's worked really well. Other parts, North Hills has been able to kind of take advantage of that, but she does it great. She does a great job when it works.
You also wonder how the stamina is. That was pitch number 110 on the day.
I was going to say, she's been going a long time in there.
The 2-2. Little check swing, half swing in the hole from Mangieri. Third to second to Gallo for 1 on to first. No chance there, but the fielder's choice able to retire the lead runner. Well done by Mangieri.
Yeah, just a great position play by Mangieri. She was in low in her positioning there and able to get her glove over quickly, secure it, and throw it, and just a great play.
Obviously, softball, not nearly the strain it is on baseball. No pitch count rule. That 10-inning game between Union and Neshannock, I want you to take a guess how many pitches Union hurler Mia Pruz threw in that game. And this is a D1 commit going to Canisius. How many pitches she threw in that game?
Between 130 and 160.
135 is what Addie Fry threw.
Okay.
189 is what Mia Pruz finished.
Wow.
Asked her the next day how her arm was. She said, it's a little sore.
Yeah.
It's a little sore. We're all right.
A little ice.
Talk about hot ice.
Yes.
0-1 to count here to Addison Wrigley. Fists this one back and foul.
Yeah,
Coming into today, she was the only player with a round tripper for the North Hills team. 3 home runs today for the Indians, none by their 3-hitter.
Hit that one off the heel of her bat there. Kind of a weird place for her to come through with that, and I don't know if that's because of her size and length, but
0-2 the count now. Shields misses this one high and away. Still 2 more chances coming for Newcastle. Gallo, Shields, and McCarter, the 6, 7, 8 hitters due up in the bottom of the 6th inning. You got to get through this inning first, but the goal has to be, get 2 in that inning, get 2 in the last inning. That's
right.
That's what you're looking at.
Keep these North Hills bats at bay.
Swing and a miss, able to jam her up. Strikeout number 4 of the day for Zoe Shields.
That was exactly a perfect pitch from Shields, exactly where she wanted to be.
Now Abby Sutton, pair of doubles and an RBI on the day for her, and one time she was retired, was on a lineout. She's hit the ball hard 3 times.
After she was retired, Sutton's kind of come back with a vengeance here on her pitching counterpart in this game.
Misses down and in for ball 1, and part of it too, when you're facing the heart of the order, like you just saw against Wrigley, sometimes working inside seems kind of intuitive. You don't want to go into the wheelhouse, but you can kind of jam against a power hitter who might be a little too far over the plate.
You definitely can, and she's using that to her advantage there. And Sutton's been able to turn it on her last couple of at-bats, though, so we'll see here.
Ground ball is going to find its way past the shortstop. Good effort from Mangieri. Throw in is going to be up high, but a back up from DeGennaro. 3rd hit of the game for Sutton. She's now 3 for 4, 2 runners on base, and the dangerous Alexa Edmonds, yet to be retired today, comes to the plate.
Yeah, and that's, once again, Sutton able to turn that ball again on the inside like that, and just seems to be right up her wheelhouse in these last 3 at-bats for her. But, boy, she's turned it well, and, another smoker just outside of the reach of the shortstop there, and we have 2 on.
Another Axe courtesy runner. Again,
Excuse me, 1 on.
Axe is there to get you. Axe is here to get you there. Call 724-652-5588 for Lawrence County's door-to-door transportation service. Courtesy runner again is Hemingway at first base, now with 2 down. Alexa Edmonds, again, if you missed it earlier, she was the starting pitcher to begin last year, suffered an injury preseason, did not throw in a single inning all year. And that's basically how Abby Sutton got the job.
Yeah.
She's kind of run with it in these last 2 seasons. A 1 pitch. This one's lifted towards left field, right on the line, giving Chase McCarter, and it stays in fair territory. It's down, and this is going to bring in 2 runs. That was Stallneck actually out in left field. My apologies, and she gave it a run. Somehow the hands inside the softball there, Darren, enough that the ball did not drift foul.
No, it didn't. And, she made a good run. She got everything there. Glove a little close to her body, I thought, for when it got there. She got a glove up a little late, and I think that's kind of caused it to rattle around in there and continue to fall in fair. Great effort on her part, though. She really got out there where she needed to be. Little things we've seen with Newcastle tonight. Little things that can be corrected to, take them from being a pretty good team to a great team. And that's the beauty of it being a freshman team.
Mm-hmm.
And
that is another freshman out there in Chloe Stallnecker.
Yeah.
In there as a defensive replacement, as this wild pitch will allow Edmonds to advance another 60 feet.
Yeah, it's one of those things where Stallnecker did 95% of that right. Good jump, good running, good cadence, everything you need to. Just sometimes you do that. How many times you watch ESPN Sunday Night Baseball and you talk about getting the ball out of the glove quick enough, and that just can be so hard for some people.
I mean, Edmonds, you want to talk about having a day. 3 for 3, a double, 2 home runs, and now 6 RBI.
That's a Gadzooks kind of a night there.
Damsky and Sutton now each with 3 runs scored as well, 10-4. And, you're able to get out of this inning, and you can say for Newcastle, you have a great chance. Not you don't anymore, but you're, right where we need to be. We can make this happen. Those 2 insurance runs, absolutely huge right now for North Hills.
Yeah. Each team with an error, unfortunately the one from Newcastle, hurt them dearly. Gave up 2 runs on that error. And
good off-speed pitch, but it stays upstairs to Emma Culver. Count now 2-2.
But, it's not like you've seen a lot of desperation play here. It's a good, solid baseball, or good, solid softball here from both teams. And, Newcastle's going to be a problem for some people this year.
Off the end of the bat, 2-hopper to Gallo at second base to retire the side. But again, 2 more runs across the board on a pair of hits, and runner left in scoring position. 10-4, good buddies. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning. We go to another commercial break. Back in a moment at lcsportsnet.com.
At Medore Bonner Law, we're more than just attorneys. We're your community partners. With a combined experience that spans decades, attorneys Jason Medore, Michael Bonner, and Greg Rossitelli are your trusted advisors for all legal matters. From personal injury to estate planning, business law to family disputes, we are here to guide you through every step of the legal process. Our full-service, community-based approach ensures that you're not just a client, but a valued member of our family. Give us a call or visit us online at MedoreBonnerLaw.com for more information.
I love what I do because coming in every day is different.
How can you not enjoy these kids coming up and hugging you and giving you these great smiles all throughout the day?
Seeing the progress that our kids make every single day is one of the reasons I love coming to school.
What should we do? We have fun.
LCAP Early Learning Centers is hiring. Help empower young minds in Lawrence County and become a superhero today. Apply at lcap.org.
Bottom of the 6th inning with the 6, 7, 8 hitters coming up. Gallo, Shields, and McCarter due up.
It's interesting Gallo's up, James, because the one thing I was going to remark at, we had commercial break. You want to talk about great defense. Gallo's played a great game at second base today.
She has.
She has been very fantastic out there. Good, solid defense, good technique and fundamentals. See if she can match it up at the plate here.
And again, there's no 6-run play in softball. It starts
it
one
is.
at a time. She hits this one hard, but a good play by the shortstop. Long throw and a good scoop at first to get the out. Good scoop by Wrigley on another great play in the hole by Emma Culver. Both her and Manjuri have played fantastic at the 6 spot today.
That was a phenomenal throw. Just a great job by North Hills there to get that out, and because she was cooking.
Mhm.
You know, Gallo was on her horse there and made it that was a very close call there. So, again, great hustle.
After the 3-run third inning, how about this? That's now retired 6 in a row, and 9 of their last 10 batters for Newcastle have been retired. So finding the adjustment needing to be made here has Abby Sutton in the circle.
Yep. Wow.
Count even at 1-1 as that one catches the inside corner against Zoe Shields. Team high 4 doubles on the year.
Zoe would like that pitch back, I think.
It is Stallnecker, I believe, in the on-deck circle. It is.
Yep.
Two balls, 1 strike to count as this one's turned on and fouled on the left field line out of play.
So a lot of times when you have that happen, what's happening again, her barrel's coming through instead of the knob of the bat, right? So it was actually a decent swing. If she just gets that knob through first before the barrel, that's going to be out there in left field fair play all day. But, good swing, just, a little bit better with the barrel through the nub through the plate before the barrel, and she's on second base.
That one just misses inside, and the count runs full here with 1 down to Shields, and she drives this one, but just got under it, lifted to left field, and Alexa Edmonds nearly had to come out of her.
Oh,
out of her
my.
glove.
Look at her. Look at the reaction.
She's able to hang on to it. But
Another snow cone on that one there, James. Pick a flavor because it was right there. Now we kind of got a San Diego Chargers look on this helmet. I'm not sure what that is.
I like this, though, from Chloe Stallnecker getting a chance to bat.
The lightning bolt, a little bit of another second reference to the natural here.
Her fourth plate appearance of the year, excuse me.
Good hard swing there from there.
I love that. You get a chance to swing, get in there, and cause some damage.
She wasn't messing around. That was a nice solid swing, just a little bit on top, over top of it there.
This one bounces in.
Yeah. How great would it be to see her reach first base here tonight?
Mentioned only her 4th plate appearance of the season for Chloe Stallnecker. Came in defensively in the last inning. Wearing number 44 in the all-white uniforms. Here for the Canes on their home turf. Downstairs, 2-1 now the count.
Good eye on that one. Good at bat here so far. A young Charger. Like an angry Charger at the red bolt there.
Maya Dwyer standing in the on-deck circle. Double in her last at bat. Stallnecker on the inside corner, strike 2 there from Sutton.
That's Sutton's best pitch. It's low and inside. Hard one to come across if you're ready for that. And I don't think Stallnecker was. There she was.
Driven right back through the box. How about the freshman getting her first career hit?
Good for her. I mean, that was great. She got fooled on the last pitch, James, and she went right to the wheelhouse again, and she was ready for it. And little Boltergeist, offense there, and she's on first base.
Now Maya Dwyer will step to the plate.
Good for her. One of the things I love about this job, seeing things like that. First hit, love it.
That first pitch, a strike to Dwyer. Mentioned a double and a strikeout in her 2 at-bats so far. The hits starting to add up.
Yeah. Yeah, you definitely are going to get – Newcastle's going to get some more wins this year with these bats.
This one swung on and missed. And they showed sparks last year, too. And, again, with 5 new starters coming in as freshmen. And I think they only graduated officially 1 senior last year, maybe 2.
Yeah.
So, I mean, experience early, but a lot of experience back this year as well. Dwyer swings through that one to end the inning, though. 7th inning, when we return, 1 runner left on base. Here in the bottom of the 6th, 10-4 the score. North Hills leading Newcastle on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
Congratulations to our March LCAP Team of the Month. The Lawrence County SportsNet is proud to honor Newcastle Boys Bowling as March's LCAP Team of the Month after winning their first ever section title, qualifying for the Western Regional Finals, and having all 5 starters qualify for the WPIAL Individual Finals. Congratulations to Coach Pitzer and the Newcastle Bowling Team, our March LCAP Team of the Month.
I love what I do because coming in every day is different.
How can you not enjoy these kids coming up and hugging you and giving you these great smiles all throughout the day?
Seeing the progress that our kids make every single day is one of the reasons I love coming to school.
What should we do?
We have fun.
LCAP Early Learning Centers is hiring. Help empower young minds in Lawrence County and become a superhero today. Apply at lcap.org.
How about this for a perfect segue into our out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by the Newcastle Transit Authority, the Going Your Way out-of-town scoreboard. Heading to the bottom of the first inning, Laurel 3, Neshannock coming up to bat in that game. A 3 spot on the board. Pair of doubles from Lexi Kroll and Macy Lang. How about that?
Against Neshannock, if you can get up early, get up early. So
if you can get anything.
Yes. You're talking about one of the dominant programs in the state, and so good for them.
Save money on gas and let the Newcastle Transit Authority take you where you want to go, serving the city of Newcastle with stops throughout the county and stops all the way to Pittsburgh. Newcastle Transit Authority, going your way. 7-8-9 for North Hills, as it's been going their way for most of tonight, and Zardy, Zednak, and Gruner, the 3 due up.
Zoe with a nice strike out there on the right side of the plate this time. Painted that corner very well.
Shields the pitch count getting up there, but still fighting through it as this one's off the end of the bat. And again, a good play from Gallo, though it's a little bit high, and she's off the bag.
Yes.
At first as DeGennaro could not keep the toe on it.
Another one where she went to that same pitch and she was waiting for it, and that's what good hitting teams do.
Gibson in play, and again, Gallo's had a good game, but that one kind of slipped out of her hand. E4 will be the call. And the leadoff batter has now gotten on base each of the last 3 innings. They scored in the first 2, and now a hit here on a hard shot to left field. Losing their footing out there with Stallnecker.
Oh.
Good job to save it, really.
It's actually a good job play by the first baseman there to corral that. Not
on that high throw, yeah.
Base, because that was.
So Zednak able to get the swing there. She will check out. And we have a pinch runner now coming in.
Number 3.
That is number 3. We saw her as a courtesy runner earlier was Casey Devlin. Now as a pinch runner. Off the end of the bat towards third base. Hood waits for it and just steps on the bag to get the out. Actually saw a similar scenario on that exact play on Monday night, Darren, where the third baseman waited back, but actually waited too long that the ball bounced foul. Good job of Hood making sure it was still fair, but also let the ball do the work.
Yeah, what she did there, great job, was go to the ball. Don't let the ball always come to you when you're in that position. She did a nice job, stepped up, grab, tag the base.
Now top of the order for Ross Wachowski with 1 down here in the top of the 7th inning. First pitch misses outside for ball 1. Canes will have the top of their order due up in the top of the 7th inning, or bottom of the 7th inning. Here in the top of the 7th, 13 hits on the board for North Hills, 6 hits for the Canes. This one's ripped right to center field. Coming right at it, making a catch is the center fielder, Aaliyah Stolczynski, and doubles up the runner at second base to end the inning. Mark that one down as a Maley chiropractic play of the game there.
Some great defensive plays by Newcastle tonight, too, that being one of them. What a nice play.
Last chance coming for the Canes when we return. 10-4 North Hills leads at lcsportsnet.com, powered by LCAP.
Your hip, your knee, your shoulder, whatever has been holding you back, UPMC Orthopedic Care is where you'll find experts to help you get back to a better quality of life. UPMC is pioneering minimally invasive surgeries, and we offer personalized treatment plans and same-day surgery to get you home and moving sooner. It's your ankle, your elbow, your hand, and it's your move. Visit upmc.com/ortho to learn how UPMC can help.
When the high school season heats up, make sure you have the best gear to support your school. Head to the Red Zone on Wilmington Road in the Shannock for all your county sporting apparel needs. From sporting goods to custom apparel to embroidery and more, the Red Zone has it all. Quality gear for all 8 schools in the County of Champions. Stop by and enter the Red Zone or visit them online at theredzonesports.com. Score big at the Red Zone.
How often is it that we see, after a great play made in the field, you get to go up the bat? Leah Stolzinski gets the catch in center field for the double play, and she leads off the bottom of the 7th inning, last chance for the Canes.
Yeah, you get to the home plate, you're a little jazzed up, great Gadzooks kind of play, and see if she can do it.
Thought about bunting there,
She
running
did.
through, and pulls back, evens the count at 1-1.
Sutton overall, a pretty good, well-pitched game here. Only giving up 4 runs so far.
Another one missing outside.
You wonder if that, is wearing on her a little bit too. That one was a little wild.
She just went over 100 pitches herself in that one. Have a moment. I want to give a little shout out again to that Neshannock-Laurel game. It's because of a reference you made earlier. After this 2-1 pitch, we'll talk about that. It's upstairs for a 3-1 count. You mentioned, just one of those rivalries. It has kind of felt like a Steelers-Browns rivalry where the Steelers, when we're in their domination factor, because it was always a good game, but the Steelers would always come up with a win for a while. Neshannock, I believe, has now won 11 straight against Laurel. As crazy as that sounds, the way those two teams have played against each other.
Went to a Cubs game last year, a series in my Cardinal gear, which was, I toned it down. I wasn't, all red. But, my buddies took us season ticket holders, and they say, anytime the Cardinals are here, it's a sellout. And, it's the thing with the Cubs Cardinals, and fortunately the Pirates not being very good over the last several years have not really established a great rivalry. But you get those rivalry games, Yankees, Red Sox, and it's Braves and Phillies. Philadelphia's always sold out when the Braves are there. That Laurel and the Shannock are very much the same. And when I took those ADs out to dinner, that's who we were talking about. Like, what is Laurel and the Shannock doing out there? And I said, it's just such a great program. And you're talking about ADs, James, from across state that know Laurel and the Shannock.
Yeah, that's
and
that's what's really cool to hear. But I mean, just look at this. You had half the county teams playing in the WPIAL championship last year in softball.
Yeah.
This one's hit by Mangieri, but it hits her in the box. I apologize. It is 3 because Laurel lost in the semifinals last year, but made it to got the rematch and beat Bentworth in the state playoffs and made it to the state semis as a result. But Mohawk wins in 3A. Union lost in 1A. Neshannock and Laurel have been there, it feels like, in the last 4 years. This one's in the Pebbles and will allow on the wild pitch to get Stolzinski to second.
Stolzinski, how about that? With the great catch, now she's standing at second. No, but, you drift over to the District 10 line, and you had Harbor Creek and Sharon, 2 tremendous teams.
Yeah.
And Sharon almost undefeated last year, and the best season they've ever had in their history, and they're off to a red-hot start again this season.
And just look at that, too. I mean, Harbor Creek's a team that then beat Mohawk in the first round of states.
I believe went on to win the state championship, did Harbor Creek.
I believe you're right. I know they at least made it there, but I do believe you're right. They won it.
Yep.
I have a feeling we might be stopping over there at Neshannock High School on the way home to check out the rest of that game. As this one's fouled back right at us.
Right at us.
Count remains 2-2 to Gabby Mangieri. 313 hitter on the season. Moved to the catching position midway through last season.
PA announcer here calls her G-Money, and right now they could use her to cash in on that. The runner at second, see if they can mount the comeback.
And just get something in play and keep this game going as long as they possibly can. This one's upstairs. Count runs full.
Hittable pitch, though. She kind of laid off on that one. I think she could have taken out of the bank. Kind of a first time we've seen Sutton get one not up that high.
Up out of the zone, though, and a good hold. Now the count full. And it's another one up out of the zone. One walk the entire game. She walks the first 2 batters here in the top of the 7th or bottom of the 7th inning.
Well, and it's not like you said, it's not baseball. Baseball, if you're a pitcher going out there right now, you know what your pitch count is. She doesn't probably know what her pitch count is, but she's over 100 pitches right now, and she's feeling it. It's obvious that her ball is not sitting low right now. It's actually on the rise a little bit.
I love that, though, from Lily Adamski behind the dish. Just gave the little calm-down signal. Hey, we're fine. Don't need to worry about anything. Another one high in the zone, but it does catch the top of the zone for strike 1 to Olivia Hood.
If they can get bases full of Canes here after this batter, they got something going here.
Off the end of the bat and foul, but hard hit there from Olivia Hood. And I do want to find out what her plans might end up being, if she's still looking at St. Francis, or if she might have to entertain other options with the D3 move. It's unfortunate. She's just had a roller coaster of a recruiting process. She has, and unfortunately, though, James, I think you and I may have even talked over this, either Twitter or Facebook or something, a week or two ago, and made the comment that, I think you're going to see more of these schools do this, like St. Francis dropping from Division I to Division III, just because, there's a lot out there going on right now with NIL and transfer portals, and this Final Four this year, could be exciting if you're a fan, but a little bit boring to others. Yeah, first time since 2008 that you've had all ones in the Final Four. Yeah. But the number that's staggering to me is 1,700 already in the portal for men's basketball. Yeah. Another one ripped down the right field line, but foul. She straightens that out. She's definitely getting an RBI. Yeah. But a good piece of hitting, though. It's outside. She's not trying to do anything special with it. Just go with the pitch. Right. And the count remains 0-2. North Hill's right fielders now kind of snuck her way over to that line now. But, it does leave a very large gap. If she's able to kind of get that the knob of that bat through first, she shows shopping at the gap here, they're going to score. And now a good adjustment throwing it inside, and a good job fighting it off. 3 straight pitches fouled off with 2 strikes here by Olivia Hood. Actually a really good duel for this late in the game here between pitcher and hitter. I mean, that right fielder is only playing about 10 feet off of the line. I mean, there is a massive gap between center and right field right now. Cheats in on the right field a little bit. Still 0-2. Swing and a miss. Great at bat. Won by Sutton, getting her 5th strikeout of the game in the first out of the inning. Sutton just threw the gas there, James. Nothing more than pure speed, quick pitch, and she got the better of her on that one. Mangieri doubled in a pair of runs in the 3rd. Comes to the plate for the 4th time today, and this one's off the end of the bat. Pop up. Tough play. It's going to be in shallow left field, and it's down on the turf. Yep. And it's going to go in as a base hit. A tough one there for Alexa Edmonds first, and nearly got to it, but it's on the turf. And a good piece of running, really, from Stolzinski, holding up, making sure it was on the turf before running. One of the hard things about being in the booth is you can't hear what's going on out there, but you can see Edmonds clearly looking at the shortstop twice, taking her eye off the ball, saying, "Do you got it?" No, and I'm not sure if nobody called it, but there was definitely miscommunication there because she was just a little late getting that glove down. Bases full of Canes, and DeGennaro to the plate, fouls this one back, and probably, listen for the sound, going to hit producer Matt Flannery's car. Yeah. But as a left fielder or any outfielder, you got to be thinking, that is my ball the entire way. You got to take charge. Yep. This one towards shallow center field. Another tough play, but going back over the top is the shortstop, able to make the play and get the double play to end the game, retiring Gabby Mangieri at second for the final out. Evans on that play, and she's been very stellar at shortstop tonight. So no runs, 1 hit, bases left full after the double play. Your final score here from George Washington Intermediate School is North Hills 10, Newcastle 4. We'll recap it all when we return on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
Celebrating 25 years of the best coverage of high school sports in Western Pennsylvania. This is the Trib Live High School Sports Network, covering 140 schools throughout all 3 sports seasons. Trib HSSN is always there. On tribhssn.triblive.com, you'll find live and archive broadcasts, scores, standings, news, and so much more. The Trib Live High School Sports Network, broadcasting high school sports in Western Pennsylvania for 25 years.
For 20 years, Melee Chiropractic has treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. Melee Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet. But more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab.
Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $30 visit to the Melee Chiropractic office includes an adjustment and/or all therapy is necessary.
From the athletes of tomorrow to the weekend warriors and everything in between. Let Melee Chiropractic keep you in the game.
Just like going to the doctor, our homes need a checkup too. If your home is not properly weatherized, you could be at risk for symptoms that cause unhealthy ailments and higher utility bills. The Weatherization Assistance Program is the key to reducing utility costs and increasing comfort in your home. Services include an in-home energy audit to inspect your furnace and hot water tank, check for air sealing around windows and doors, and ensure adequate insulation and ventilation. Learn more at lcap.org or call the Department of Healthy Homes to get your checkup today.
Your hip, your knee, your shoulder, whatever has been holding you back, UPMC Orthopedic Care is where you'll find experts to help you get back to a better quality of life. UPMC is pioneering minimally invasive surgeries, and we offer personalized treatment plans and same-day surgery to get you home and moving sooner. It's your ankle, your elbow, your hand, and it's your move. Visit upmc.com/ortho to learn how UPMC can help.
Tired of gasoline costs? Why drive? Let the Newcastle Transit Authority take you where you want to go. Serving the city of Newcastle and stops throughout Lawrence County, as well as weekday service to Pittsburgh. Public transportation just makes sense. Why drive when you can relax and ride? For more information or for route schedules, log on to newcastletransit.org. The Newcastle Transit Authority, going your way. And remember, senior citizens ride free.
Thank you for calling Axe. Where can we take you today?
To work, to the store, to Grandma's house. Axe can get you there, but it's much more than a ride. It's a joyride.
It's so convenient for them. We take them door to door. We help them get off and on the bus if they need to use the lifts.
I love the people, especially the senior citizens.
They care about us as much as we care about them.
Even if it's the same day, to schedule your joyride, call Axe today.
When it comes to shopping for insurance, there are thousands of options out there. MVP Insurance proactively shops and compares your policies to find the best coverage and rate. Josh Madure and David Verratti want to provide you with the level of personalized service that you know that you are the MVP of their agency. They simplify insurance so you can live stress-free. Visit one of the locations in Zeno Leopold or in New Springfield, Ohio. Call MVP for the win. Proud sponsor of the MVP of the game on the Lawrence County SportsNet.
It's the Tri-County Principals postgame show here on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP. As your final score tonight, 10-4, North Hills defeating Newcastle, giving the first win of the year in section play for the North Hills Indians. 6-1 now overall is North Hills. Canes fall to 1-1 in section play and 3-4 on the season. With Darren Steele, I'm James Dotson. We'll go through a quick recap, but just before we go through a full recap of the game, brought to you by Gem Master Builders and Craftsmen, just talk real quick, Darren, about your thoughts of this game.
Well, you know, this is a team that, with North Hills folks or you Newcastle fans that are listening, arguably, unless the bottom falls out, probably the number 1 or 2 seed in a WPIAL this coming year. Again, they're very well stacked. Good hitting team, good defensive team. We saw a lot of that tonight. Newcastle put on a good show. Good hitting, experience tonight for them. They hit the ball well. They fielded the ball well too. But a couple errors there cost them. Weren't able to catch back up. And Sutton's just on maybe a little bit of a different level right now. Just based solely on experience, James, and repetition. And this is probably this North Hills team you're seeing. This Newcastle team could be North Hills next year. There's a lot of promise here. They're very young. They're gaining a lot of experience. So we saw a lot of things we like from both teams. But, North Hills right now is just playing a little bit of different level out of sheer experience and playing a very tough division down there too.
North Hills was able to jump into the lead first in the second inning with a bang and a half as Abby Sutton, a leadoff double. She scores on the very next pitch on a 2-run home run from Alexa Edmonds. And then Emma Culver, the very next pitch, hit one out for herself, Oppo Talk. It was 3-0 North Hills after the top of the second inning. Newcastle would come right back, though, a one-out single from Angie Gallo, and she would later score on an Erin McCarter hit. She reached on an error with 2 outs that allowed that run to score. It was 3-1, at that point. In the top of the third inning, though, North Hills puts up another 3-spot. Lily Adamski with a 1-out double. She scored on an Abby Sutton RBI double, and then Edmonds with her second 2-run home run of the night doubled the score to 6-1. Newcastle, again, an immediate response, though, Darren. 3 runs of their own. Aaliyah Stolzinski leads off with a double down the right field line. She sacrificed to third after Olivia Hood is hit from a pitch. Both Stolzinski and Hood score on Akira Mangieri 2-run double. She would come in on Michaela DeGennaro's one-out single to make the score at that point 6-4, and it looked like we were in a ball game, but North Hills was able to just weather that storm early, weather that hurricane storm, and get a couple of late runs themselves. Adamski singled and Wrigley walked to start the 5th inning. They both scored on a 2-out RBI single from Natalie Anzaldi. Take that back. Adamski's courtesy runner, Devlin, scored after a line out to the third baseman from Abby Sutton. The throw trying to double off Devlin at second base went out into right field, allowing her to come all the way around to score. And then then Wrigley scored on that Anzaldi RBI single. That made the score 8-4, and then ended up being 10-4 after Devlin again scored along with Sutton on a 2-run double by Alexa Edmonds, who finishes the day 3 for 3 with 6 RBI on the day. Keep an asterisk there, pie that one. Newcastle a chance in the final inning of play. A couple of walks and a hit to start the inning, but then Michaela DeGennaro lines into pops into a double play, I should say. A great play by the shortstop at McCulver to make the catch and then double up the runner at second base to end the game. 10-4, your final score. 10 runs, 13 hits, 1 error, 7 runners left on the bags for North Hills. For the Canes, 4 runs on 7 hits, 2 errors, and 8 runners left stranded. Real quick before we get to our awards, 3-1 the score. Laurel leading Neshannock at the end of the first inning. We'll keep you updated. Follow us on Twitter for some in-game updates throughout the rest of the night for that one. Awards time. Let's start with our Maley Chiropractic Play of the Game award. We saw some great defensive plays throughout the course of this one, but the one that really sticks out, as a former center fielder, I always try to give love to an outfielder who you can tell reads the game well. A line drive right at you is by far the toughest play for an outfielder to make. She read it perfectly, came in, made a nice catch on the run on a low catch, did Aaliyah Stolzinski, and then doubles off the runner at second base to end the 6th inning. There's your Maley Chiropractic Play of the game.
Yeah, it really is. And, you sit there and you're like, oh, that's coming right at you, and not a lot of time to react to that, James. She did a perfect job reacting, perfect job getting the ball and covering it, and that was it. I mean, it was tremendous play out there in center field.
So Aaliyah Stolzinski, the freshman, gets our Maley Chiropractic Play of the game. She just got her customized T-shirt, courtesy of the Red Zone, in recognition of tonight's Maley Chiropractic Play of the game. Remember, you can check out on social media video of the play of the game and maybe featured on the Trib Live High School Sports Network's standout platform on Twitter and Instagram. Congratulations again, Aaliyah Stolzinski, your Maley Chiropractic Play of the game. Let Maley Chiropractic keep you in the game. For your MVP insurance, MVP of the game, we typically try to keep it within Lawrence County for these awards, but you can't not give it to what Alexa Edmonds did tonight. On base all 4 times. She walked in the 5th inning. I'm sure Newcastle would rather say that's all they could talk about for the day, because a 2-run home run, another 2-run home run, and a 2-run double for the senior left fielder. The Cal U commit, 6 RBI on the day, is a easy choice for your MVP insurance, MVP of the game, the way she played tonight.
Yeah, and that's the thing, folks, and we try to do that too. If you listen to me up at in District 10, we always try to give it to a team that's District 10 team, but sometimes the play of an opposing player is so great that you can't ignore it, and that's what you had tonight. And really, again, I know 10-4, a little bit, you could say lopsided, but she was a big reason that they came out on top tonight, because Newcastle played a pretty good game, James.
Yeah.
A few things here and there that they need to work on and work on, touch up, and they were back in this game, but she was a big difference maker.
Yeah, without her, it's a 4-4 game, quite literally. So Congratulations, Alexa Edmonds, your MVP insurance, MVP of the game. She also just got a customized T-shirt, courtesy of the Red Zone, in honor of that MVP of the game award. Call MVP for the win. You can view the full list by going online to lcsportsnet.com. Click on awards to see the full list of MVPs and plays of the game. Real quick, a final thought, Mr. Darren Steele. Will you get to see it in action under the lights?
Yeah, and it's looked great under the lights, and the girls look great. And, hey, Newcastle fans, you got a good thing going here. We see a lot of teams, and I can tell you, you're seeing something's growing here in Newcastle. Things are going really well with this program, and they're going to be there in the next year or two. And this year they may surprise you too. They keep playing like this, they're going to beat some teams they didn't beat last year. Remember we talked about they got off to such a slow start. They won 6 of their last 9. did very well. They're one of the hotter teams in the WPIAL last year towards the last half of the season. Just didn't get off to a good start. It would be interesting to see if they can EV out the 500 and then get up above 500 for the rest of the way.
Absolutely, it will be. So just to keep tabs on what's going on in section play, you're going to have games coming up against Fox Chapel for Newcastle. I believe that is scheduled on Friday. Still, with this weather, everything's up in the air. Again, we'll keep tabs on our social media. We'll try to update daily as all these schedules are getting worked around and moved around over the course of the next week plus. As far as us, we are scheduled to have some baseball action coming your way on Tuesday. Mohawk hosting Riverside. Again, weather not looking great early next week, but we'll see what happens. But we'll be up in Bessemer as of now on Tuesday afternoon for Mohawk hosting Riverside. And then on Friday, we'll see Laurel and Shenango on the softball diamond at 4 o'clock, that game being played at the home of the Wildcats. Mentioned a couple good non-section games slated to come up in the near future, including that Sharon against Union game. Potential, if we won't have an actual broadcast for that game, we'll at least have social media updates going for it as well. Darren, go ahead.
Okay, yeah, no, sorry about that. And that'll be interesting if you guys do carry that game, because you're seeing tremendous play. You're seeing the one pitcher's had 2 no-hitters yet this year. It's like I said, and that's maybe what you're seeing here in Newcastle, or the beginnings of. This Sharon team didn't just get good. They started to get good. All these girls have been playing since, almost T-ball together, and they've stuck together, and they are putting together a tremendous team. In fact, if it wasn't last to Harbor Creek last year, I really feel Sharon would have made a run for a state title last year. So
yeah, absolutely. Well, we thank Darren Steele. I expect maybe some more of this over the course of the year. Let's do it.
Great. I had fun tonight. Thanks for having me, James, and thanks to this great crew you had setting up here. They did a great job, I told you. And, I had a fun time. Hope to do it again.
Absolutely. Shout out one more time to our production crew, Matt Flannery producing, Garrett Dolan on cameras, and the much less cool Rob Nattell, working stuff for us. I always say that because he let our camera get broken out there, so what the heck. For the entire production crew, my colleague tonight, Darren Steele, I'm James Dotson saying so long and stay tuned. We'll see you next week as the baseball and softball season continues here on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
Your voice for Lawrence County sports.
The gold ball headed home to Newcastle.
This is the Lawrence County SportsNet.